Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 in a best of 7 series, I believe. I could be wrong, Edie.
Yeah, definitely best of 7.
Best of 7, alright. I'm used to these. We used to do these with Zuta all the time. But, ladies and gentlemen, Germany versus Portuguese on Mendocino between Kaiserklein and Knuschelbär. Both players, as you were mentioning just before this match got underway, sort of team game players. They like to play that a lot. Certainly see them with high elo and playing a lot of team games, high team elo, that kind of thing.
Oh no, not the sunlight again.
1v1 as well. And I think you have to be if you're good at Age of Empires 3 in any sort of level. But it'll be interesting to see what civs they do pick.
Yeah, definitely.
I do like the European civs. I have said it before. Germany versus Portuguese, spawning in the bottom right of the map in the color green. We do have the Portuguese player here. I believe they start with 100 less food now, Eddie. That's going to be an interesting thing here, bringing his hunts right close to the town center as expected. What do you expect to see from Portugal?
Yeah, on the other hand, I mean, 100 less food, but their villagers do cost less food now, so only 90, so
they do.
It should even out like after a while. One thing I want to mention before I'm really going into this is we got another donation while you were doing your introduction from Knusch. I don't know if it's Knuschelbär, because I don't think so, but from a guy named Knusch, and he said not the sunlight again, so thank you a lot for your donation.
Oh, Green, where are you going? Oh no, he has picked up the...
He picked up the scout, yeah. It takes...
I thought he walked right on by, but I was looking at the Twitch chat by the looks of it. But thank you very much for the donation. Another Dutch one by the looks of it.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you a lot. Yeah, what we're gonna see here is basically, I think Germany is trying to do a little bit of harassment in the second age, but in the third age is really where both these civilizations are really going to shine, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like the Portuguese here. I mean, they can go Fortress 8 quite in a decent time, and their goons, of course, are a nice counter to the mass Yulan that Germany can provide. So I really like this matchup, to be honest. So let's. I think
it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to be trading posts. Oh, another donation here from Var no AoE. $50.
More dollar equals more tournaments.
Oh,
he says more dollars equals more tournaments. Well, it kind of does. So thank you a lot. This is definitely going to help us get.
That's 5% of a $1,000 tournament right there.
That's huge.
It's quite a lot. That's really nice. Yeah.
Definitely, thank you a lot. So what has happened so far? A little bit of food treasures for both of them, so it evens out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think in the second age it's not going to be too interesting. I don't think we will see any rush from Germany because of the two town centers of Portuguese, and the other way around.
Not interesting. You don't need a rush for it to be not interesting.
Yeah, of course it can be interesting, but the second age, but I don't think something that we haven't seen before.
Trading posts coming in, and 2 settler wagons, of course, from the blue player. So Portugal here, of course, does not have access to those villager shipments, as we know. Villagers now transitioning over to wood. So we do see the green player has just clicked up to the next stage here, and certainly by the looks of ATP coming in here, he's going to be going for those trading posts here. A little bit of explorer combat. What are you talking about, Edie? Not interesting. We have 2 single units here shooting at each other, pretty much in unison.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a...
But here, are going to be finding that furthest left trading post, and I think that will be the one that he puts down first.
Yeah, the most interesting thing here is actually going to be the trading post. Of course, Knuschelbär wants at least like 2 of them because of his ATP, but Kaiser wants also 1 in transition just for his shipment spam later on. So going to be interesting to see who's going to take what. Looks like Knuschelbär's got the one on the far left, actually very, like, the closest to Kaiserklein's base, but that's just how it played out, so...
That was the one his explorer was sort of closest to at the time, I suppose. Here, though, blue now building his one there, just got on the wood, and green not going to be able to get this one nearby. Do you think green will slow down and attack the blue explorer there? He's got his scout doing that. Perhaps he'll go in. He's going to get a couple of shots, but perhaps he'll just get shots in as he walks past on his way to build the next trading post, not wanting to waste too much here, but certainly stopping to fight the explorer I think getting the trading posts up is the more important thing to do, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's already got 160 now in his bank, and the 400 from the H-up just arrived, so he's got enough wood for another trade post.
Question though, where is the town center going? What do you think is a good placement for that? Is that going to be, okay, right next to this trading post here and dead in the center of the map, going to really build up some nice map control there, especially since, you know, those ATP trading posts do have that ranged attack going as well. Barracks are going up here as well. This is going to be quite a good location with 2 hunts behind it as well.
Yeah.
Good.
I hope he will actually try to hunt this herd like a little bit like to the south with his villagers, so that's really well protected behind this wall of like the trade post and the barracks in the town center. As you can see, even another trade post for Kaiserklein here, so the trade posts are a little bit
that is
like switched. Oh, another donation from Kaiserklein saying lag.
Lag.
So, looks...
Kaiserklein and Knuschelbär both. Oh, and he gets up just in time for the trade traveler to pass their nice batch of XP. Definitely making that trading post a little bit more worthwhile, and it is a bit of an ambitious one being behind this guy's town center, but it was really the only one left that he could build here. 2 Ulan coming out, and the native scout goes has scouted those. Thank you very much for the donation, though. I was building up to that. Gonna take out that explorer. Pikeman coming in. He does notice it though. Hand combat from the explorer there. Nice snaring them. Can he get a pike into combat? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but nice attempt and could have gotten some real value there.
Going back. That is so greedy. What a greedy move.
Greedy.
Trying to take out a hero. That was very greedy, but it did pay off. I mean, he took another like 100 HP from it. Another donation, by the way,
from that trading post as well. So again, the trading post is perhaps going to stand for a tiny bit longer, perhaps long enough for the trade traveler to pass one more time, something like that. Another donation, did I hear, Eddie?
Yeah, Gichtenlord, another like I think 10 or 20, saying I suck. So thank you a lot for the donation. And
well, we do see a villager going down though, so that Ulan picking up some value there. One on very low life now, but definitely they have done very well. Lots of HP on that explorer taken down, and a whole villager as well. First trading post for Knuschelbär does go down though. If he wants to take out the other, his army's going to have to walk all the way across the map and take that out. So that's a long way to walk. Or do you think perhaps he'll want to approach his enemy's base and stop him from gathering the hunts out on the front there? All of the Blue's hunts are sort of exposed.
Yeah, I think he should try to hurt it a little bit back in his base, because he knows there are units on the field, and he only got like 4 Ulan so far, so I really hope he will try to defend it a little bit. On the other hand, he has some time because he's first going for this other trade post, so he should be fine.
That was my question, really. Do you think this is what Green should be doing, taking out this trading post in the back there to secure the entire route, and then perhaps make Stagecoach a bit more interesting? He has got the ATP, of course. Or do you think going forward to those forward hunts, I mean, he's scouted them, he should be able to see that, well, he can see that his opponent isn't gathering there right yet, so maybe that informed his decision. But those were the 2 options available to him, it looked.
Yeah, and he kind of knows that Kaiserklein is edging up, right? So it's just a logical thing to do. So
takes down 1 pikeman there, and bringing in 3 pikemen around the other side of the of the native TP there. These cavalry don't really have anywhere to go. They can go around the back. Maybe he'll put some villagers in the town center and take down that last very low HP Ulan. It looks like that's not going to be the case here. But as you were saying, yes, he's going up to the next stage, and he wants to stop the XP spam, I suppose, by destroying the trading post.
Yeah,
Kaiserklein's up. What do you make of this?
Now he's got 4 of them. The only thing, like, Kaiserklein is definitely behind in economy now, but he did have those 2 trade posts for some time, so he should be able to roll out some big shipments now, like the 9-8 Ulan and 8-7 skirmishers. And it's only against those few pikemen and crossbowmen, right? And Knuschelbär is not even aging up yet, so right now he should be able to do some damage. On the other hand, it's going to be quite hard against, of course, the 2 town centers that Portugal
Can he take out that explorer before he picks up the treasure there? It's 60 wood, but if he can kill it... No, not quite. He does get that there.
And like how he's... Yeah, what he's going to do against 5 skirmishers, the only thing he can do is just go back behind his town center. So luckily he's got a town center forward, so he should be fine for now. But there's the first big ship.
By the way, Eddie,
I see now.
He has colonial militia in as well. So green here is definitely going to be looking to hide behind his town center. That's precisely what he's going to be wanting to do. Is aging up right now, halfway up with the age up fast politician. But yeah, first big shipment. 8 skirmishes, I was going to say. That would be unusual. 3 war wagons. But 8 skirms coming out. The German onslaught, so to speak, the big four, as it is known, is approaching. Up to the next stage, shipment is available, but it won't be here for another 40 seconds.
Yeah, let's see what he can send. I think the most logical thing to do here is either the goons or the skirmish, or the castadors, of course. But still, this town center is going to have a tough time. Maybe he should just wait for like the 400 food and gold and try to send a big batch of colonial militia and go in there with the pikemen.
He's almost got all of the food ready for that. I might expect we'll see those crossbowmen and pikes walking in. It's going to be any moment now. I think he sent it. The resource piles have gone down.
If he sent it,
of course, gonna get some.
He should definitely go forward if he really sent it. So I think he's just training some units. There are a few castadors out now.
Oh yeah, that must be it. I think that's where those resources went on the final few He must have had a castador in a batch and then got those last few in. But town center's gonna go down if colonial militia don't pop out now. They're not going to.
Yeah, that's quite a shame because you can of course send a big batch. Oh, there's a small batch. There's a small batch of colonial militia, so
that's still good though.
Yeah, definitely going to help him, like for the short term.
Yeah, sadly they don't get to stay in combat for longer, but since of course Minutemen do not give your opponent any XP, they're always worth bringing. And even when they're on 1 HP, well, 1 HP is if they're fighting an Ulan, it might as well be 37 HP. So they're not that bad here. But Blue going to be sieging the route. 3 war wagons has arrived as well. That is not what I was expecting. Not part of the big 4, as in the 2 skirmisher and the 2 Ulan shipments that Germany has access to, but certainly a Fortress Age shipment, and certainly is being combined with the units that he has been creating. The German army really stacking up here now, starting to assault the trade route, and this is going to be the first trading post that goes down.
Yeah,
Fort has arrived.
Going up.
What do you make of that? A fort wagon from IKEA has arrived. It looks like it will be replacing the town center. It's heading in that direction there. But this is, along with the colonial militia he sent, a very defensive Portuguese style. And I don't remember the last time I saw a fort being sent in a competitive match.
No, exactly. Not in these kind of matches. And it's even going very defensive, like almost behind this town center. And what I think of it is like it's a desperation move, basically. I mean, you're not sending a fort to push out. You're really sending it because you're getting overwhelmed. And of course, Kaiserklein doesn't have too much sheets. I mean, the war wagons do. That's quite a nice pickup. I mean,
well, it's worth doing, right? Like they have quite a lot of HP. They have a ranged attack, and even 1 pass will pay for it. So that's fine. Goons down in the south. What are they doing? Defending these hunts, I suppose.
Maybe going for the hero, but
out the hero. Yeah, that's a good shout there.
Donation. I can't see from whom it is.
Just donating to annoy musket. Hey.
I will keep an eye on the screen for you when it pops up. But the trading post back up again, so it's almost as if it didn't go down. Yes, it cost 120 wood, but he probably got some value from the attack. 1,000 gold does arrive for the Portuguese player here, and if he can put that to good use and can hold out underneath this fort, I think he's going to be sort of okay. What does Portugal have in the industrial age here? He's got Elmeti, the 2 wagons, the factory wagons, that is, as you would expect, 2 heavy artillery. I wonder if anything's on the card for some sort of fast industrial, or whether this coin will just be used for military unit production. Blue, however, the army really is mounting. He's been making nothing but units since he reached the Fortress Age, and shipping exactly that as well. This army is very big at the moment, and I don't know if Green can necessarily push out for more resources. Certainly Green, these 2 houses are exposed, but with the town center, colonial militia, fort, all of these things, I think Green is okay where he is for a while, but not really. There's no resources.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think if Kaiserklein just pushes in, he can probably just take it out. I mean, it's only a few goons, which are the real threat, and the other thing are like pikemen, crossbowmen, and 13 castadors. So I think he should be fine just going all in. other end of the spectrum, he can just wait out for now and keep sieging the trade post, because he knows Knuschelbär can't really hunt for a long time.
Yeah.
Sending 1000 coin, definitely going H4, so it's kind of like Bo Neng play here, right? So just shipping a fort, staying in his base. But what is he going to do in industrial age? I mean, heavy cannons are not really going to be effective against all this cavalry, and Almedi neither. So what does he have?
I was thinking perhaps some sort of revolt, but he's lacking the 2p necessary for that in his deck, so probably not. Does scare off, however, some German villagers away from this coin mine with his dragoons, so doing something useful with his units, and does find a stray house that was built out here by Kaiserklein, being perhaps a little bit sloppy with his placement there, just got a bit complacent and decided to pop it down wherever the first villager he found was. But sadly, these pikemen are going to be encountering some war wagons, but is it really so sad? Because these have multipliers versus the war wagons, and it's not like they can move very fast, so maybe he can get enough value from the pikemen to justify them being out there. Does take out a house though as well, so not a huge problem.
I counted like 4 or 5 hits so far from the pikemen on the war wagons.
Not so good then, but they are pikemen. They're not particularly useful at this point in the game, and they did get a house there, so that wasn't too bad. The second trading post does go down. Yeah, Jaggers have arrived as well. The German push, really, this is it. I think Germany's army now is as big as it's going to get relative to the size of his opponent's army for the entire game. What do you do at this point, right? You can continue taking down the route, that's one option, and stop perhaps Knuschelbär from just rebuilding it every time you take one out. It's just a game of like dominoes. You knock one down, another one pops up somewhere else. No, whack-a-mole, that's what it is. Or instead of approaching the trading posts, do you perhaps go in and sit on the resources and make sure Knuschelbär is confined to his base that has a fort, but defending what? There's no resources there. Does hit up to the industrial age though, going up with the tycoon by the looks of it. 1,000 gold has arrived. And now Green needs to make something happen, because this army is, as I just mentioned, as big as it's going to get relative to his opponent's army. Obviously, he doesn't want to get too close to that fort, and he does need to be careful because of colonial militia. Here, though, he has 2 shipments ready, does Knuschelbär, so let's see what he makes of those.
I don't know what he's going to do with it. Is he really going for the Almedi? Because it's only anti-infantry. Of course, there are now Jaegers out, but how is he going to kill this war wagon and Ulan mass? I mean, there are 21 Ulans and 10 war wagons. It's just...
And that's 2 heavy cannons. I expected those. They're one of the stronger military shipments. But as you mentioned earlier, there's so much cavalry, and of course the war wagons as well. They're pretty good against the cannons. Does manage to whack them all finally, but not before he rebuilds the entire route. I feel like this has been a pretty sad story for Knuschelbär here.
This is really
cavalry
like
combat coming in. That's a good shipment here, given the size of the amount of cavalry he has.
Definitely going to be a big improvement to his army. And now Knuschelbär losing town center. On the other hand, he built one here now, like near Hand. But what is he going to do? He's only got 37 villagers, and okay, big volley from the heavy cannons. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that wall as well. That's definitely Blue's not going to be able to get too close to that. It's going to be very difficult to get in behind. You have to split the army up. He's got a lot of walking to do if he wants to bring the entire army around. And yes, Blue cannot get into this green spot, but what does Knuschelbär really have here? Italian Mete coming in. Okay, so if they can catch out these skirmishers without any cavalry nearby, that could be absolutely devastating, since of course those insane multipliers. Where are the Elmeti? Harassing villagers by the looks of it. He's given the surprise away though, Eddie. Yes,
raiding
and they can be used for raiding, but I think really to get the ultimate, like mercenaries, often the value comes from the surprise factor, and that is no longer the case anymore.
Yeah, and
he knows he has Elmeti. He's going to be more careful. He's not going to leave his skirmishes unattended.
And I think the value also comes from not letting like half an Almedi die by 2 Ulans. I mean, that's just like dumb play here. But okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't an Ulan, it wouldn't be as bad. I mean, Ulans have such high DPS that they really are quite punishing if you don't end up turning around and killing them. He could have had a few dragoons with it, so that's could have helped with the raid there, defending off. But Town center does go down, and that is really the story continued. Kaiserklein has destroyed all of the houses and buildings, including his starting town center that were not being defended by the fort. Takes down.
They're still mining there,
but the villagers just continue to. And they don't mind.
Another Almaty raid here. I mean, what kind of tournament game is this that we have Almaty raids and villagers gathering next to a town center?
That's a real shame there. Those Almaty, very strong unit, but
that's
not very good at all against certainly the war wagons, and the Edeholland's pretty effective against them as well.
That's 3,000 resources just gone, right? Yep. I mean, those cost so much.
And these heavy cannons, now that he's out in the open, they're not going to be as effective here. And he really has to be out in the open. Like, Green has nothing. That fort defending essentially, there's a few elves left.
Kaiser can just go
defending any resources. Yeah, he's just going to take down those cannons and be done with it.
He's just going to finish it now. I mean, look at the military population. He's just all in, and then it's GG basically. He can take down this town center, and after that it's over. He can go like the H5 and make mortars. It doesn't really matter anymore. I mean,
yeah,
this is fun
at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, the trade post is back up, so I think he sees like 10 trade posts so far, but it's just this makes no sense anymore. I mean, I don't know what Knuschelbär's like original plan was. Like, only the H2 push.
His plan was to play defensive, right? He's got his fort out, wait for his opponent to walk in a bit too far, get underneath these defensive structures and walk in a little too deep, and then bam, colonial militia pop out combined with your army and the damage being done from fort and trading posts and all of these things. And then he overcommits, you take out his army, and then you're in the leading spot. But Kaiserklein, of course, not going to fall for that. And as you're mentioning, perhaps in a tournament game here, what really was the hope, it didn't work out, and it was unlikely to, perhaps, is the story here. But you never know, there's always those upsets. Going to be taking down the final town center by the looks of it. Kaiserklein looking for the exposed bits, the bits sticking out that aren't protected. Does manage to take out a Black Rider.
Yeah, exactly.
Explorer. So nice use of that. He's still concentrating here.
He's still playing like to his best, but it's just he can't do so much, so it's not really a lot. But what I don't really like is there's some point in each matchup that you're like stronger than your opponent, and there's a moment where you should push out. But in Knuschelbär's plan, I haven't seen like a single moment where he thought like, this is my plan, that's why I'm going to get an advantage.
These are going to be pretty going to get some value. And combined with the rest of his army, there are a couple of hussars, but mostly dragoons here. He needs to be focusing those skirmishes, I think, with the Minutemen. Get rid of those factory wagons.
Popping out next to the Yulan.
Yeah, Blue obviously isn't going to be able to siege that right now because he's fighting.
What a crazy game! Just a random factory.
Reinforcing batch of war wagons here. That's an enormous amount of resources just coming into the fight. And Knuschelbär saying GG. That does end game number 1, going to Kaiserklein. And it's not every day you get to see a Fort Almaty in every single game.
Yeah, we saw trade post whack-a-mole, factory in the middle of a game, Almaty raids. Defensive fort behind the town center, definitely very interesting. But I think from the moment that he went H3 so late and did so little damage, it was over very quickly. I mean, Germany in H3 ahead is just so scary.
Yeah, I think the story of this game, right, is the German military ramps up very quickly with those shipments that they have access to, and of course the strong early economy that they can also get. He got all of the units out, was making military units, and really ramped up that army. Green did play defensively, got a fort out, and was rebuilding the trading posts, but wasn't really able to control very many resources. Went up to the industrial age, wasn't investing in the military, and didn't manage to run the army around enough. If he could have walked Blue around and made his units not really doing anything, if they were just continuing to harass trading posts all game and follow units about, then perhaps. But was unable to do those things, and just doesn't really manage to keep up.
And I'm looking at the post game now, and if you look at resources gathered, you can see that Kaiserklein always gathered more than Knuschelbär. So whatever Knuschelbär did in the second age, it didn't really work out because he was still gathering slower than Kaiserklein. So whatever he did was not very effective or not effective enough, and only slowed him down to the third age, where Kaiserklein killed him, of course. So yeah, interesting first game. So like, not really what I expected when I was trying to talk about what are we going to see in this series, but still. By the way, don't know if you're on got the Discord tab open, but if you could look like during the game in the during stream channel from time to time, just to see if there's any comments about sound or the video or score or anything, then that would be awesome.
Where is this channel?
Like in the ESO casting
oh, that one.
Discord, like the purple one.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Because if I tap out, then users won't have any cameraman or sound anymore. So yeah, so the second game now, I'm just going to copy the whole map pool here. I'm going to throw it in chat. Thar Desert is next, and of course Kaiserklein is the first one to pick a civilization, so he says sec, because he probably needs to think about it for a minute.
I'm going to record these locally as well.
Oh, cool.
Partly because it just takes so long for Twitch to download anything. I'm somewhat of an expert on Twitch recently, or downloading VODs from Twitch actually. I've been stockpiling lots of videos for that community channel.
Ah, cool. Yeah, like the way we do it is we don't actually download the videos from Twitch, but we upload them directly. But yeah, the only disadvantage with that is you can't really edit anything. You can't edit a nice introduction or something, or adjust the video or the sound or anything. So, but it's much easier because there are just so many videos to upload every day.
Yeah.
Kaiserklein going for Russia here on on Thar Desert. So. And now he's going to get a drink or something. He says be right back, and Knuschelbär has got to make a counter against Russia, so I don't think if he's really going for Dutch here. Looks like Knuschelbär is still thinking about it. Okay.
So
Kaiserklein going
sadly,
for Russia.
Ooh, okay. I was going to say, sadly, I thought this series was going to happen an hour earlier than it did. I got my GMT mixed up with. I thought it was an hour before. So I actually have. I thought this would end at the latest at 7:30, and I made commitments. At 7:30. So if this series is a long one, I might have to go for 20 minutes or so before I can come back.
Okay.
If I'm able to come back.
Yeah, I see.
So it should be fine. Most of the time they overestimate how much time we actually need, so it should be okay.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to continue then, of course, but we will see how it works out.
It should be fine, but it might not be, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, let's
there is a
get into this.
Knuschelbär fanboy room made by Haza54321 here, and a Bill Bunch French club. But
I gotta go. By the way, I gotta go to the Knuschelbär fanboy room.
Alright.
Is it some kind of joke? Is it like a joke?
Is it like a joke? Oh, good times.
I think that's an in-joke between just us two.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what Knuschelbär. He's ready. Okay, so he's definitely going for the Dutch here against Russia. Again, I don't know if it's the best counter pick, but if he feels comfortable with it, maybe he's really practiced this matchup. So let's see. if they both are locked in, then I'm just going to click on ready and see if they are going to click into the game. So looks like Knuschelbär is ready, and Kaiserklein should be able to green up soon.
Well then, let me press the button. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 in this best of 7 series between Kaiserklein and Knuschelbär, Cuddlebear, whatever his name is. He will be playing against Kaiserklein. That much is true. Kaiserklein will be playing Russia, Knuschelbär Dutch on the map Thar Desert, which may well be the first time I have ever casted a game on Thar Desert. This map is very interesting. Its use of elevation is not seen really very much in other maps. Certainly other maps do have cliffs and hills, but this one is well, very reminiscent of the desert.
Yeah.
In particular the Thar Desert, I suppose.
For sure, and I do have a little interesting fact about this this map actually, and that is if you like scout around the map, you can actually see the elevation on the mini map, right? But if like somebody, for example India, places a wonder in like the center here, in between two hills, then the ground there becomes flattened because the wonder of course can be on a hill.
That happens all of the time.
Yeah, and you can actually
in particular on this map it's going to be very visible, or much more visible I suppose, because the elevation is so much more exaggerated compared to other maps. That is interesting, I like that. And another interesting thing is your town center can really spawn anywhere on this map. But wherever it does spawn, your opponent will spawn exactly, I want to say perpendicular, that's probably not the right word, but the exact opposite side of the map. So that's also interesting as well. And this map's use of lighting, you don't often see sort of the shadows being cast this way in Age of Empires 3. So I like that about this map as well. But let's get back into the game here. We do have Russia in the south of the map in the color blue, playing as indeed the Kaiserklein. Here he is. So far going for an 85 wood treasure, going to pick that up there, and the Green Explorer getting out of there does not want, Green Envoy does not want to be hand combated, so to speak. Does get one final shot, and perhaps he'll follow him there, or maybe he'll go for the 65 coin. That probably seems more likely. Moving over though to Knuschelbär in the north of the map in the color green, playing as the Dutch here. So far has come across a few treasures actually. He's found 55 gold, Knuschelbär. Yes, 55 gold, and that is it. 50 wood as well. So fairly even on treasures, I would say, given he's just picked up a big old wood treasure.
Yeah, the big thing is definitely going to be this 90 wood, and both people are really going to want that. And looks like Knuschelbär has scouted it. Maybe it's just waiting for Kaiser to go in and try to take it. But I think if he goes in now and snipes one of the lions, he should be able to get it. I don't think Kaiserklein knows it's there. I do really find the pick of Dutch interesting. I mean, there are almost no hunts on the map, very far out and scattered, so it's good to have a not hunt dependent civilization. On the other hand, something like Aztec or India or maybe even Russia yourself can be even less hunt dependent and like more out of your base, because Dutch is going to be quite stuck in his base if Russia chooses to be aggressive.
So we see green coming in now. I think he was doing exactly what you were saying, waiting for the blue to crack shot one of them. He does so and then comes back in, crack shots the final line and picks up that 90 wood. Knuschelbär playing Kaiserklein like a PlayStation 4 controller. Absolutely played there, grabbed himself 90 wood and is going to be on his way again. But yes, not many hunts. Dutch perhaps an interesting civ pick because of that, not too hunt dependent. Continue.
Yeah, so what I also really like is, of course, Dutch ages up very fast, so they can like set their base up for a little while before the first Russia push comes. It looks like Kaiserklein actually not going too aggressively here, is already aging up, and instead of sending a villager forward, building a market, so perhaps going for a little more economic route. On the other hand, Dutch has got a nice buff to their bank cost, and yeah, they really are getting better at their eco in this patch, so you shouldn't really go too much eco against Dutch because you won't really win it. This I like really. Envoy is scouting out the 2 villagers going forward, so he now knows where the blockhouse is going to be, or at least where it's going to be.
He knows that there's going to be one, yes, that the villagers are going forward. Taking a quick shot at the Ibex there, sending them back before popping down at the blockhouse. It does go down, and Green now coming back to sort of find it. Does find it with his envoy, and here I would imagine we'll start sieging that. They're going to get that ×4 damage in on that blockhouse.
Yeah, of course the envoy only got a hand attack because it's just a fat, scary guy, so can't actually siege. But he's going to stand there like an idiot.
That big coat of his is too big. He can't chuck torches, so
yeah.
Yeah, but at least the explorer is here to get some early damage in.
Yeah, he can just stand there and maybe like slow down the first Cossack batch for like 2 seconds with a 1 melee hit.
Russia up though now, just getting up, Edie. 400 wood coming in, and just as the blue player here hits up with the 400 wood, we do see 700 wood card coming in from Knuschelbär. So he's a whole shipment ahead. That's 40 seconds on his opponent in the next stage. Now, this is interesting. He's not playing like super defensive. He's got in his market, which is an indicator of not being that aggressive, but he's still got his forward blockhouse as well. And yes, it's taken a bit of damage. That is unfortunate for him, but he is going to be sending some sort of forward pressure. Steel traps now coming in for the blue player as well, so that's good for him. But what I find interesting is, I believe during the grand finals of the previous tournament, I was casting with Wicked Cossack, and he was saying Russia versus Dutch, that sounds great. But H2O, back then when he was playing Dutch, that was not necessarily, I think in the end his opponent didn't walk into it. But here, what I'm trying to say is that Russia should be quite good against Dutch, right?
Yeah, perhaps, but maybe you're just like thinking in terms of like the patch, of course, because there Russia is just a straight up beating Dutch in the ground. But here it's a little bit less black and white, I feel. But I think Russia should be able to do some decent damage. On the other hand, like
Hussars coming out though, are they going to get into combat with the Cossacks? They are. First Cossack is going to go down. He's going to have to get the other 2 out of there. Gets a little bit of damage on that bank. He's going to continue to siege that there. He's going to have to pay careful attention though, because those Hussars could do some damage. Does go straight there, still sieging. That's essentially two Cossacks worth of damage he's taken now. Musketeers do turn up, but it was a little bit late.
Yeah, I would like him to put some villagers in his town center, like 3 or 4, and just shoot the low HP Cossacks, because they should be
some damage.
Now going to shoot
like that's exactly what he's doing.
Shooting the musketeers first, because he can take on the Cossacks with his hussars. That makes sense too.
That's true. So, yeah, and they have more siege damage, those musketeers as well. That's a second musketeer going down here. Knuschelbär bleeding out units here for damage on a bank, which if he gets it down, that's great, but it's going to be one hell of an investment to bring down a whole bank, Edie.
Yeah, and he can always send Minutemen and like spend 300 resources to save his bank, which is of course totally worth it. So I don't really think Kaiserklein really wants to take down the bank, but he just wants Knuschelbär to go out and maybe overextend. He's just waiting for a mistake from him, because he knows he's got the musketeers against the hussars, so Knuschelbär has got to react at some point.
Yeah, coming in here. I like the use of the Hussar, though, sort of forcing his opponent's units away there, getting them off the bank a little bit. 5 more musketeers coming in. They are going to start sieging that bank down. It's getting fairly low, so we are going to have to see the Minutemen come out from him soon. Still continuing to use those Hussars. Oh, aging up, okay.
Yeah, aging up with the 700 food now, and yeah, I mean, Kaiserklein is definitely doing a lot of damage and might even take it down. I think Kaiserklein is just waiting for some kind of investment from Knuschelbär, either by going all in or by sending Minutemen, and in that case Kaiserklein can just go back to his blockhouse, and then he just wasted 300 resources for nothing. But maybe
goes down.
It's there's the
Minutemen coming out here, and now he's gonna have to get off.
He's
he
now
can't
just
stand there, or maybe he will. Maybe he'll. No, he's gonna. He's got his explorer. He'll single-handedly take out the bank. It's fine.
Well, actually, looks like he's just going full in, and now Knuschelbär indeed did waste
enough musketeers to take on these Minutemen, right?
And now the Minutemen are just wasted, like 300 resources. The bank's still going down, so that was what I was talking about. Just wasting those resources on Minutemen. But on the other hand, he's buying a little bit of time, but the bank is still going down, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. In the other hand, the 3 Hussars from earlier, though, doing some damage. They're going to take out certainly one villager and possibly two more. Blue at the moment not looking at either of them. That's 3 villagers. Some really good value here out of these green units. Back at home, the bank does go down, so that is nice from him. And I think he does. This is just about in time as well, because he did see his opponent hit up to the Fortress Age, and it is going to be pretty soon that we see that first military shipment and possibly a batch of units as well. Either way, bank gone down. So I think that was reasonable military investment there. The units lost probably equal the resources destroyed and future resources that will not be generated. So nicely done there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, that whole economic advantage gained from destroying the bank, he just lost some villages, so it's all for naught, really.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nicely done how the Minutemen were wasted, kinda, and the bank is down. On the other hand, I think I would rather be in Knuschelbär's place right now, just because he's an age ahead. And look at what Kaiserklein is sending, 4 Cossacks. And one of them is immediately getting shot by the Reuter. Another villager going down for him.
Villager going down as well.
He doesn't really have a good answer to this mass that's coming along, and he's got some strelets, but he's just gonna send some hussar later. And
yeah, and these strelets, they're walking away. They're walking back to his base. They're not getting anything done here. Yes, they managed to take out a Reuter, but these Reuters, they're fast-moving units. They're going to be able to get away here. Does lose a couple on the back foot, but that's nothing really compared to the economic damage he done. Killed a number of villagers there whilst in his place, plus the 3 from earlier, and plus the villagers build up in the town center here. Flaring another villager. Looks like that's going to go down here. Well, I think that'll be worth getting it. Oh, he gets that nicely done there, but these blue units walking around, they're not doing any damage in Green's base. They're not harassing any villagers. They're just chasing Reuters around at the moment, and he's having to play defensive. Yeah,
I was actually flaring at the 4 Cossacks who got caught by some of the Reuter, but he grouped the other Reuters together, so he couldn't split off any one of them and just went along with the group. So now Kaiserklein has to walk all the way back to Knuschelbär's base if he wants to do any damage. Looks like he doesn't want to do it. He's just going to keep spamming, building another blockhouse. But I think Knuschelbär can even try something crazy like... No, I don't think artillery is going to be worth it. I think just skirmisher mesh and he should be fine. There's the first 8 skirmishers. But maybe something like 1,000 wood can really help him out by building another bank and some houses and some more market upgrades. So I think 1,000 wood would be a good investment for him now, and it should be able to pay off, because only thing Kaiserklein really has is a lot of strelets. So I really would like to see some more long-term investments from Knuschelbär here. He's an age ahead and he's got good shipments, and he's not going to kill Kaiserklein right away anyway, I think, with this army.
Yeah, but lose a couple of musketeers here. Skirmish is particularly good against the musks, and actually pretty good against the strelets as well, considering the range here. Russia's going to need more cavalry.
Oh, look at this. Only 10 musketeers from Kaiserklein, and if they're going to get sniped off, then the 10 hussar from Knuschelbär are going to kill everything he has, and that's going to be huge.
True.
This is going to be...
He's got 5 musketeers in queue, but I don't think they're going to arrive anytime now. Yeah, this is walking into the trees, which is nice, splitting up the cavalry. They're not able to get as good of a surround. Cossacks do come in and are able to scare off some of these units, but Blue not got the stronger army here. You know, Russian units are weaker, and they're supposed to be more green units. Yeah, all the cavalry melting away here, and now there's nothing to stop those cavalry from moving forward onto the Strele. We might see 5 musketeers arrive any moment now. They're going into hand combat, these ones that are already here.
Yeah, but going to just snipe him off with the skirmishers he has left, and even with the Reuter. I mean, all the Cossacks are down now, and now he's going to go all in and kill off all these strelets. And in the meantime, he's not economically ahead a lot, but after this he should be able to just snipe off some...
Mind you though, Strele are quite good against Reuter. And there's not that many skirms here, and we are fighting under 2 blockhouses, of which 5 musketeers did pop out, so this isn't too bad for him. He does force the villagers away, even more villagers going down, though, so nicely done from Green, and idling them, of course. They're not collecting any resources here. Getting a surprising number of shots off on those skirmishers, but the run down the hill does manage to get them away.
Yeah, for sure, and I mean, he's just going to keep off sniping some of these villagers. Kaiserklein now doing great code, and he's losing.
Hussars coming in as well.
I think this is just going to be how this game is going to be for like the next 2 minutes. Just Knuschelbär keeps making units and Kaiserklein keeps throwing units at it until he dies off. And there it is. There's the GG. Well played by
Nine
Knuschelbär
hussars
here.
all at once, no match for a mostly Strela army, and of course those musketeers still in hand combat, but mostly just walking around, sadly. That does conclude game number 2, making the score 1-1.
Yeah, and interesting game. I think Kaiserklein could have played this a lot better. I think he fought Thar Desert. Russia is a good strategy here, good civilization because of the low hunts. On the other hand, I think how he played it was just not the most optimal way, especially against Dutch here. He never really contained Dutch into not gathering or something. The only thing he really did is kill one bank, and he spent so much time on that. Knuschelbär could just even ship a bank wagon while he was sieging the other bank, so he could go to A3 so safely and get out units. And almost, yeah, Knuschelbär always gathered more resources, as you can see on the graph here. So I don't think Kaiserklein was really ahead at any point.
Alright.
But still, GG, and Knuschelbär really played it safely. I like how he didn't throw his Minutemen at it right away, but just waited until the bank was almost down. And nice micro by his hussar also. So going into the third map, and that is going to be, is it going to be Tibet? Let me, yeah, it's Tibet, and Knuschelbär has to pick first here, so let's see what they're gonna pick. Maybe we will see some China. I think that's quite a popular civilization on this map. Maybe some India. I would like to see some Asian civilization, or maybe even natives. Let's see if we can get some non-European stuff out here.
HH.
Yeah, I mistyped it and only saw the left like after a minute. So Knuschelbär is back, and there it is.
I think it's your wish is coming true.
Yeah, there's the China. So China is quite locking China,
but it won't be Russia.
Seems to be no, and he can't.
Imagine.
He can pick Russia, of course, because you already picked it last game.
Yes.
Yeah, locking China seems to be very enthusiastic. I can't really pronounce the word. Anyways, picking China here, and very popular civilization on this map. You can wall off like the middle cliff a little bit and nicely sit in your base and go H3 relatively safely. On the other hand, we might see some hyper aggressive civ from Kaiserklein here. Either going, I don't know, he can either go along with the H3 and just sit in his base as well and try to fight it in that way, or maybe go something more aggressive and do some damage early on. blocking China, but no response from Kaiserklein yet. He definitely has to think about it for a little bit. Of course, this is the round of 8, so only 8 people are left in the tournament, so it's very high stakes here, and I understand that you have to think about it for a little bit.
I do like steak. How do you have steak?
I like it medium rare, I think.
Yeah, medium rare is pretty good. But currently we're on sandbox, so sandbox rare.
Sandbox rare. Score
medium rare is not bad. What's your build order for eating the steak?
I usually
Do you start with the peas? Do you go for what vegetable composition do you usually go for?
I usually go just in H1. I just go hunting first because most of the time I don't have any food in my stockpile. So I go hunting for some steak. On Tibet, it's quite hard, but
I usually have peas with my steak. I think that's a good pea and carrots. That's a good composition with the steak.
Oh, okay, yeah, peas. I don't really like peas so much, but I'm more of a war guy,
You're a sweet corn kind of man. I mean, they're closer to the color orange, aren't they? And you're a fan of orange being Dutch.
Yeah, I'm more of an Adrian carrot kind of guy, and not of like peas a lot or something. Looks like French.
Orange carrots. All right, back in the game room, we do see China versus France coming out here. So this is going to be Kaiserklein's response to the China pick here. Let's grade in. So, ladies and gentlemen, ding indeed. Welcome to Tibet. We will be seeing France versus China here. Kaiserklein, of course, playing the France, and Knuschelbär or Cuddly Bear or whatever his name is, playing, of course, the Chinese. So, for those that don't know, Tibet is the mountain map made by Gaia that has only a few entrances on different parts of elevation with two separate trading routes that looks like one when you look at it from the minimap going around the outside. Saving EP recorded game indeed. We have now loaded in those. Spawning in the north of the map, in the color blue, we do indeed have Kaiserklein starting with 1, 2, 3, 4 food crates and a wood crate as well. 2 yaks in base. Directly behind him, 35 gold will most likely be the first treasure he sees, unless he wants to go straight out to the big 4. There is indeed 90 wood over here, and just south of that 80 coin, and then on the other side we do have an 85 wood treasure as well, and 80 food. These particular treasures are the ones to look for on Tibet. Usually, or almost all of the time, in fact all of the time, there will be those 4 big treasures here, and that is quite likely where the explorers will be heading to. Does want to pick up some yaks on the way, does Knuschelbär's explorer. Here is the Chinese explorer, does pick up those 2 yaks there. Blue, however, going for the 85 wood. There may be a bit of contention. We will have to see.
Yeah.
Red in the south of the map. Here he is, building his village. What do you want to say, Eddie?
Yeah, what I did really like is how both players split up their explorer on one side and the scout on the other. On the other hand, Kaiserklein walked to like here before he went back here because his scout scouted out 85 wood. But because of that, he just missed 2 cows, which were like 5 meters away from his hero, and Knuschelbär's now got them on his village already, so he missed those cows by a few seconds, which was quite a shame. And now
that is a shame for him. But what do you make of this? He got that wood treasure, or he's going to get that
Not
wood
yet,
treasure.
yeah, he's still going.
But he's waiting now at the trading post there.
Well,
he's building it. He's gotten all of the wood in that he'll need, but there's still a lion there. He's got his scout nearby. I imagine if Red was anywhere nearby, he'd send his explorer back to quickly stand guard. But yeah, going for a trading post, going to gather that extra wood in the early game.
Yeah, definitely interesting to go at trading post. I think you can be quite greedy against China, so I think it's a very good choice here, and nice adapting to the 85 wood he was sure to pick up. On the other hand, Knuschelbär already got a 90 wood now, and might even go
90
for
wood as well. Yeah, picks that up.
he's going for 2 villages. I think that's the right call here because of the many yaks you have. Of course, a trading post first might be a little bit better in normal cases, but with so many yaks on the field, I think it's very good.
And of course, you can only have 5 yaks per village, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you know, yes, the trading post is good, but you could get extra value out of the villages here that you wouldn't perhaps normally be able to get. 40 wood coming in as well. He's going to be picking that up, of course, with his Killer is his name. The explorer there. There he is picking up 40 wood, so that's good for him. Dutch, no, sorry, not Dutch. Kaiserklein, on the other hand. Too much talking about peas and carrots. Dutch orange carrot. Yes, he's going for, by the looks of it, 80 food, and this is he's kiting there. Was that intentional? That snow leopard bringing it around the cliff.
Yeah, I think it was. You can just kite so well if you bring it around and then only take it down. By the way, what I found I wanted to bring it up is that the fattening of all the livestock on villages has been reduced in the EP, so it's a little bit less strong to gather yaks or other things laying around the map and tax them on your village, because they fatten a little bit less, a little bit slower on the EP now, at least in the first and second and third age, I believe. But so that's one thing he has to make sure that, like, at 9 minutes it's probably not going to be fattened yet, whereas normally they would be fattened by then. So that's one thing to look out for. So it's going to take
a bit longer to get full value out of them if that is what you're going to be going for. So yaks not as valuable as they once were, and perhaps that is a good thing. China definitely got a lot of value out of the livestock for free, given that their villages function that way. But both players now going up to the next stage. France, well and truly halfway up, and has transitioned his villages from food to, the looks of it, wood and gold. Going to be sucking up the wood needed for, of course, that steel traps. He's got his market down now, and I'm sure hunting dogs, and he's getting placements as we speak, as we can see there. So getting ready for all of the French things that he wants to be doing, and wood is an important thing of that during the transition. By the looks of it, red a little bit further behind, but catching up quickly due to the number of villages he is able to put onto the foundation of the wonder there. And during transition as well, going to be picking himself up a trading post. So China getting ready for that sort of fortress age thing that we like to see them do, and the XP going to be trickling in. That's going to be nice for him as well. Red walling up by the looks of it, deleting the segment in the middle there, going to be saving some wood, but this a very nice thing to do on this particular map, given how closed off it is. 2 walls on both sides. A scout, however, interrupting here and standing directly on the foundation. That's nice to see.
Yeah, trying to like block it a little bit. On the other hand, one villager should be able to deal with it if he can manage it. But
it's annoying, but it's not too bad, right? But here though, he's got a quarter life just from a scout that he started with the game for free.
Yeah, but it's just a little bit of time wasting, and he should be able to get it up. But it hits on half HP, so nice pickup.
Macaque coming in to help. I don't know, Edie. I think this is a big deal, right? That village is getting pretty low on health.
Yeah, but now he's
Mate, do you want to bet on it? €5 right now. The villager dies.
Okay, he doesn't die.
No, I don't take that bet. Oh, wait, no, I do take the bet. No.
He's not gonna die. He's just not gonna die. He's going into the village.
All right, no, we'll keep an eye on that villager. Like, he might die at some point during the game, and then you owe me €5. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Anyways, second trade post for French here. So going very greedy. 700 food first, not for villager first. I find it a little bit interesting, but that's probably just going to be for more trade posts. And
do you think this is in response to seeing his opponent go double village and a trading post as well, and he's deciding, all right, I'll go for a second trading post, I'll keep up with you, I'll play this game, and of course those big wood treasures he found early on?
I think it's just the best way to make use of the 700 wood, because otherwise you do like a stable and a house and you still got so much wood left, and it's not really worth it above 4 villagers. So I think
still gets his 5 cav out, so greedy or not, 5 hussars coming through. Are they going to fit through the gap? There's a gap in the wall on the other side. Yeah,
they're gonna fit probably, but the walls are just there to get line of sight, right? Yeah, and for like big batches of 30 crossbowmen.
Alright, how much damage can we expect here, given that, you know, all of these villages are surrounded by places they can garrison in? Coming in through now. Again, that's it. I like this. Attacking Killer himself. Going to bring that guy down. Calling out, forcing out the sentries there. Not before he... No, it's got a few little bits of HP left.
Yeah, 36.
So does manage to save there, but does force the sentries. And actually, I think here it's not too... It's not awful, but it's not great either. You can just take on these sentries. They're not particularly strong, especially if you pull them off, especially if it's 15 HP Hussar. Manages to keep 2 alive. Really nice unit control there from Kaiserklein.
One shot
and here going to force villagers off the wonder as well.
Yeah, but I think just one shot of one villager should be... Oh, whoa, villager just surviving barely. But now at least 2 hussar going down. There they are. And...
Yeah, but still good, and still like getting some extra value though. Yes, he was able to focus them down quite easily, but still very, very nice to see.
And looks like even... Very interesting, another 2 hussar. So he kept making hussar even after the initial patch. But I don't really know...
Who upgraded the route? Blue did, I suppose. Yeah, he's got more guys on this side here. Going to be taking, but red going to be benefiting from that as well. I think they just got XP. Who didn't anticipate it being upgraded just yet, so that pass not going to be as well. Still valuable. He's got a shipment and 2 shipments ready essentially. But half HP now. The hussar's going to be sieging that down. That's probably a worthwhile thing to do with them, since of course it's very difficult to raid villages that are so close to the town center, and then that with the extra livestock, the extra points as well, the livestock pens, which are the villages, which are also garrison points here. Is he going to take down that trading post? The pikemen coming in, going to force these cavalry off.
He's probably going to keep sieging
he sees it. Going to get out of there.
Well, no, he's actually going away. Okay, I think that's the right choice. I expected him to keep sieging just because he's quite aggressive in his play, but looked like going back. I think that's the right decision here. Very interesting how he did miss macro a little bit. Only got 5 villagers on gold, where he's trying to age up, so he actually had to sell food for gold, while there was no really a threat in his base, so he could just keep gathering. And now even a barracks very much behind. He knows he's up very late, and I wonder why he made those extra 2 hus and didn't keep more villagers on the mine, because it's right now he's just not in the spot he could have been in. Those extra 2 hus didn't really do anything because the trade post is still up. So,
and you say that he could have gotten up to the next stage or not had to sell resources or something like that. Not made them. Yeah, that's true.
He could have gone up quicker and be in the same position as he was now, basically, but then quicker.
Perhaps he heard me with the €5 comment. He's getting some hussars out to earn his old boy Interjection some money. He's going to use them to raid. Anyway, back into the game here. At least we now know why he went for the 2 trading posts there. He's gotten the stagecoach upgrade coming in. Blue will be aging up momentarily though. He's still going to get there. He's already there. What am I talking about?
Yeah, he is there.
Coming out, going to be forcing off these pikemen and of course the what are they called? Chokanews.
Yeah, he is up now, and he got some goons out, and he sent 5 more, so now got 9 goons and some skirmishers, so he should be able to take this down. And I don't like how the redcoats are actually the first thing here to ship, because they don't do so well against goons. Yeah, well, they do well, but they gotta get in range first, and against skirmishers he's got no answer yet. So,
yeah, that's true.
But now 5 meteor hammers are out, and he should be able to do some decent damage with that.
Yeah.
But he's getting a little bit caught out here, and
he does manage to take out the trading post, though. That's a credit to the musketeers coming out first. They do have that siege potential there. Takes out that trading post, and with the stagecoach upgrade active, that's pretty good. Pretty good thing to do.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's really making good use of this trade line being upgraded, saving his own trade post, actually repairing it and taking out the one of Kaiserklein. But he did lose some valuable units there. I don't think it was too necessary. I would like to see Knuschelbär raiding a little bit, like for example here, or maybe scouting out this, because he doesn't really know where Kaiser's hunting, and he should be able to do some damage with the units he's got now. But yeah, I think he's just going to he's now eating up all his yaks. Looks like at 10 minutes they're all fattened instead of the normal 9, so that's like the nerf they got. And looks like he's just going to spam out units. Do like the scout here, scouting out.
Yeah, well placed, can see anything coming in. But this is going to be a big old food boost. We're going to see plenty of red units coming out, and that's usually the case even without the X. China, one of those civs that can produce units very quickly, so we'll have to see how the French can stand up to this. Currently his score is ahead, and if we take a look at recalculated populate, oh, it's the same. Never mind then.
Yeah, the economic score is the same, and because they okay, so Kaiser has 1 trading post more, so he should be a little bit ahead, and of course it's French, so they slowly get ahead over time. And looks like China, not all the market upgrades yet, also no imperial bureaucracy yet, but he does have the tower, but I think it's calculated, yeah, it's calculated into the economic unit population. So, what's happening? A big skirmisher mass from Kaiserklein. So I hope at some point Knuschelbär will scout it out and adjust with some more cavalry on his side. But I don't think he's really noticed it yet, so that can be a little bit awkward.
Coming in.
I would have liked those 10 to be 4 iron flails, I think.
You think so? It's hard sometimes to tell when you can't see the what units your opponent is making. But either way, red is the aggressor here. He's the one calling the shots, takes out this trading post for a second time, and it's blue here that's being forced to this location to sort of defend. Has lots of dragoons, skirmisher mass coming in as well. What do you think of blue's army versus red currently, with what he's got at the moment?
I think blue is definitely in the lead, especially with the 2 falconets now being added. And if you look at red's resources, he's got almost 1500 food and 400 gold. Ooh. And I think he should really try to spend it more. He's now building another war academy. I think he should be able to use his resources a little bit more, and then go in with his army, because he's got like 2k resources in his stockpile. And I think before he goes in, he should just mass a lot more units. Then also do another consulate thing. Maybe, oh no, okay, he doesn't have any export right now.
I like this kind of stuff. I like this a lot, the trading post being contested in the middle of the map there, going up and down for both players. I think that's really interesting, the sort of dynamic there. Falconets do get into position though, but he's going to see them if he's paying attention. There is, of course, the stagecoach guy there. He gives line of sight to everyone, and Red seeing that, he's going to get on out of there. Falconets, though, very slow. So
yeah, I don't really like...
By the time they approach Red, he should be ready to deal with them. Double-faced armor coming in.
I don't really like how he sent the falconets to the trade post, because now Knuschelbär knows the falconets are on the field and he knows where they are, and he could just have placed them here and waited for the army to come back from the trade post, and then Knuschelbär would have had no idea that the falconets were on the field. But using his export for some redcoats, and even scouting out with 1 redcoat, looks like going straight for this mine here. So definitely doing a nice job getting map control, and even killed some hussar here before. So Knuschelbär doing a nice job on the map. On the other hand, still got a lot of resources in his bank, and is actually popped right now. And now he needs to have an answer against this army. So let's see what he's going to do here. Yeah,
cavalry coming around the back there by the looks of it through the gate. The dragoons on the front taking damage from the arquebusier. They're getting back now behind the skirmishers. Cannons on the front. Cavalry now coming in. We're getting in for a big game. Units blocking off the cannons there. Dragoons being attacked by the cavalry. That's not what they want to do. They don't want to be taking hand damage from those. They're moving back a bit, kiting back. Here comes some cavalry. Cannons getting in behind them. Those 2 falconets now going down. The skirmishers surrounded by cavalry as well, and the dragoons dropping like flies. They really do not want to be taking hand damage. Cuirassiers also joining the fray, but they're not going to be adding too much here. They are particularly good against the arquebusier, but they don't really want to be moving now, since
this was
already in combat. And Red does decisively win that fight.
This was actually quite huge. I mean, the big mass of cavalry came into that gate, but like I think the most important thing was that like 10 meteor hammers came in from the south. It came from the War Academy along with a few arquebusiers, and like the 10 meteor hammers killed first both falconets in 2 hits, and then all of the skirmishers. I think that was the big deciding thing here in this match. That was just so huge to see the cavalry right in front of the skirmishers. Meteor hammers, of course, especially with their range, taking out the skirmishers so fast. I think this was just so bad for Kaiserklein, and if you look at the graph, I think that confirms it. Oh, that is brutal, that graph. that is really, yeah.
That's a graph.
That's fucked up. I'm going to
looks like the GBP compared to Euro. Anyway, let's get out of it.
I am going to screenshot that graph. I did that last time too. I think with I don't know if you've seen it. Good speed against LordRaphael, where LordRaphael just wasted 40 Yulan against longbowmen of good speed. Definitely a nice. Nice match. And yeah, GG. It's now 2-0 for Knuschelbär. And going into the next game here on the map. Herald Island, very interesting. Okay, really, I haven't cast this map competitively yet, but I have done it on a show match, I think. So, do you know the map a little bit?
Oh baby. Yes, it is. I believe the one surrounded by water, except the left-hand side of the map has two sort of. No, it's got a big old lake sort of thing, but its elevation is all surrounding it. It's a very tall map, snowy.
Yeah. And
reminds me a bit of Age of Mythology's Midgard.
Because of that, I actually don't really like the map so much to cast, because the whole map is like elevated, so you can't zoom out as much as you normally can, I think. Or maybe it's just a feeling I have, but I think it's the zooming factor is a little bit of a thing here. Looks like now the chat.
The chat.
Yeah, the chat is reacting to the fight. That's just amazing. The massacre. Whoa. Definitely outplayed so hard. That's why you can't fight without cuirassiers, says Fiji, especially when you ship 2 falconets. I think that's a very good point here he has. More cuirassiers would definitely be very good against the China civilization. There's not too much anti-cavalry for them, and nothing in range. They have no ranged cavalry, so I think definitely more cuirassiers would be a good answer to the mass they had. They had mostly hand cavalry and ranged infantry. So.
All right. Well, game number 3. The score is. Sorry, game number 4. The score is 2-1.
Game number 4, yeah. And
Knuschelbär.
this is going to be interesting to see what Kaiserklein is going to pick here, because he already picked French and already picked Germany. So his best civilizations are gone now, I believe, and only after this game then the civs will reset. So he still needs another civilization to pick.
I might have to go in 10 minutes for a little bit, but I'll be back.
Alright. In how many minutes did you say?
In 10 minutes or so.
Okay, so are you going to green up now or something?
Well, no, yeah, I'll green in, but I might just disappear and then come back. Sadly, I thought, well, because of, for those that don't know, I thought this was going to start an hour earlier than it did. I got GMT confused, so I made commitments at 7:30 my time, and it's now 7:20 my time. So I will pop away. I will do those things. I will come back shortly. So hopefully I'll be back in time to green into the next game. Eventually, I'll green into this one for sure, and I'll be here for a good 10 minutes, maybe 20. It depends how long. Depends on other things. Is there a train? I can hear like a train reversing out of your bedroom or wherever it is you're casting from.
There shouldn't be any train in my room.
I think it's just your microphone.
I can try to adjust the...
You're fine, don't worry.
Okay. But I hope
it wouldn't be Edeholland without the buzzy microphone.
Well, I mean, yeah, the sound is fine, but it's just a buzz with it. But yeah, let's see. I hope that you can stick around until they pick their civs, because when they choose another civ, then we of course have to green up again. So.
Oh no, well, I'll be in the game. I've got 10 minutes still. It's not going to take 10 minutes to pick a civ.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we have to re-host a few times because it's Herald Island. But
I'm not familiar with re-hosting on Herald Island. I've not seen it. I've not cast it on. I've seen it played on a few times, but it'll be the first time for me that I've.
So, Knuschelbär doing a little bit of shit talk in the lobby chat here. I hope Kaiser is aware he needs to pick first right now. Yeah, let's see Herald Island. Maybe we'll see some India. What else is good? Maybe Dutch? Don't know it.
Wicked Cossack in the Twitch chat, I believe.
Oh, hello, Wicked Cossack.
Can we get some hey guys to Mulrich? They'll all do it later when they hear in 2 minutes. Hey guys to Mulrich. Like this.
Looks like Kaiserklein still trying to pick a civilization here. I'm going to take a quick look at the betting meanwhile. Let's see, a lot of people did bet on 420 or 421. So already 6,000 points have been wasted so far.
Ottoman coming out.
Ottoman! I like it. I like it a lot. Okay.
Pretty sure that's a taunt. This I like. This I like a lot. I think that's Venny.
Yeah, this I like. This I like a lot. Yeah.
This I like. This I like a lot.
You almost said it again, like I think this morning when he was casting. But yeah, he nearly did it.
Alright, Ottoman coming out for Kaiserklein here, and by the looks of it, that is what he's going to be locking in. He does, of course, pick first, since he did lose the previous match. Knuschelbär will pick in response, since he won the previous match. I believe that is the case, unless we're on the alternating, something like that. But Knuschelbär, currently on China, that is what he played last time. We'll have to see what he picks in response. What do you anticipate here, Eddie, against the Ottomaniwanis? So Knuschelbär. Says in caps, by the way, Edeholland.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Gonna tease him a little bit as well because he was so annoying against Kaiser.
You're stirring him up. I don't know. I'm gonna report you to Goodspeed for trying to stir him up and change the outcome of the betting tournament. You've got bare points, haven't you? You've got all the points stuck on Kaiserklein. Wait, who did you vote for? In the,
I do have 4-3 for Knuschelbär, so that might actually happen still. And I got 4-2 and 4-3 for Kaiserklein. So I think the 4-2 is not that likely because it would mean he has to win 3 games in a row now. But the 4-3 can still happen for both these players, so I might actually get back 7 or 8 times my input. Yeah.
We've got a man that's serious about the betting here, but you're in the middle of the table, I believe. Germany coming out as a response to, of course, the Ottomans here, and all right. All right.
Germany. Okay. I really didn't expect that, to be honest, but I think I don't know on this map, man. I really haven't casted it too much, but Germany definitely is a civ he is familiar with, so I think he should be able to do fine. Of course, Ottoman has been nerfed a little bit, but their Janissaries are still lame, so.
Ili Malsh.
Ili Marsh.
Heidi Bukalum.
Bevet. Heidi Bakanum. Bevet. So the only players right now greening up are Edeholland and Interjection, and looks like it's going to be Russia versus Spain here. Very interesting.
Yeah, we're actually got a special obs map where that would be fun. You could easily do it. You could have like a troll obs map where players 3 and 4 go head to head.
They have like a mini game in the south of the map on a different island. So
that's a whole new kind of obs map where both players have access to entire line of sight to the whole map, but they've got their own little section to play a 1v1 as well. But we do see Herald Island being out the next map. Ottomans versus Germans here, saving recorded game. I always love that at the very beginning, but it is of course necessary for the excellent VODs, or recorded games I should say. Spawning in the north of the map in the color blue, we do indeed have the Ottoman player. He will be Kaiserklein. There he is, starting with 4 wood crates. I'm sure we will see a trading post and a house, and he does of course have 40 wood as well in his base. I wonder if he can make use of that. 40 gold as well, possibly a market. I mean, it's possible, but perhaps not. He is playing Ottoman. Though in the south of the map, in the color green, Knuschelbär, here he is, his explorer, on his way to the trading site. Looks like that's what he's going to be doing in the early portion. Yep, he's going down there. I like the nice figure of 8 there. That's one of the only trading routes that makes sense. He gets to the end and does a roundabout, except on what is it, Hudson Bay, where the guy just walks into the river and from.
But
I'm loving the textures, the snow textures. That's
yeah.
Really great. The making use of some of the Age of Empires 3 it's a good looking game. But Germany now gathering its food.
Oh, donation coming in. Sorry to interrupt you.
$2
Edeholland.
Edeholland. Thanks a lot, Edeholland. Of course, the money goes straight into the special ESOC event fund.
Edeholland donated,
Make sure to donate,
thank you
everyone.
a lot. And
Nice one, Edie.
yeah, but as you can see here, if you look quickly, the trade route doesn't actually go in a roundabout, it just disappears in the center. But I think of it like a portal, like he goes into this center, this circle, and goes out this one. So if you look at it that way, it still makes sense.
I see, yes, at least he's walking into like a teleportation. It's like a nice little ring, the markings from the ancient times before. At least it looks normal on the map. Anyway, we do have a little bit of conflict here. Blue going for 2 trading posts to the starting grid, which is ambitious. In here, though, the Green Explorer going to be shooting him there. Could get into hand combat and do a little bit of punishment. Not going to stop the trading post going up, of course, but yes, there is the hand combat. Gonna chase Blue all the way back to his base there. Going into hand combat and tries to walk away. It looks like it was unsuccessful. Sometimes you can get away doing that, but yeah, gonna get some extra damage here. Chase him all the way back, get him low on HP. What do you think of double trading post here? I mean, he did have that 40 wood. That certainly helped him with that. So he only needs to collect 60 wood really for his house, which means well, 60 wood. That's about 100 food.
I think if he uses it to be very aggressive against Germany and not to do some fancy fast fortress but with extra trade posts, then it can be very effective. But if he's like, oh, I'm just going to go for fast fortress and then have even more stuff in the A3, then it might actually be very dangerous, because he's going to be up a little bit later and yeah, be a bit more vulnerable. But I think if he uses it, just go barracks and artillery foundry and harass Germany early on, then it should be fine. So
whatever the case, certainly an early investment into the trading post there. So lots of XP going to be rolling in, and we'll see how that plays out for him later on. Green now did chase Blue all the way back to his base, and Blue now getting back out on the map with half health. Green is now free to collect treasures, but Herald Island doesn't seem to reap very many big ones. Just small 40 food and 40 XP treasures, which he can go for, but not going to be overly interesting.
Well, there's like two big ones here.
There is a villager I saw earlier.
150 food, yeah, and the villager. So these 3 are all very nice, but the rest.
Perhaps that's where the explorer should be going. Then he's on the wrong side of the map. Or do those treasures spawn really anywhere, and you don't know where they could be? Maybe that's what he's looking for, right?
I think they are a little bit on the south of this map, but where exactly that is, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have too much experience with this map. What I am noticing is this hunt of Knuschelbär is running away quite a bit. It started out like here, and I think he should be careful with his hunting. I mean, the map is fair, but this hunt is definitely trying to run away, so can actually be quite interesting to see how he's going to react to any pressure. And looks like pressure is definitely coming here. 2 villagers even split.
Coming. One on each side.
Yeah. So going to attack from all sides here, and let's see how it plays out.
I like that. Is that like an attempt to make the scouting more difficult and predict where the units will be coming from more awkward. A little bit of conflict with the explorers here. I wonder where he's going to put these build. Is he true? Oh, this one's perhaps herding. Is that what it's going, or is he going to build a stable over here like he's doing, and another military build? That's exactly what he's going to do. Doesn't this make the two buildings a little bit more vulnerable? You've got they're a bit exposed. You know,
yes.
It's nicer to have them closer together because it's easier to defend. But here, going for the split up tactic, he's going to be able to send units from all angles.
On the other hand, if he scouted out like one of the buildings and sieges it down, he may not know where the other building is, so he may actually like...
Maybe he won't even know there is another building. He'll just see a stable and go, oh, cavalry, he must be doing something funky with just cavalry, and then not anticipate Janissaries at all or something like that.
Yeah,
whatever it is, he does come across the stable, and we'll see what he does in response to this.
I really like...
That was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I really like the tree line here too. I mean, it's like a path where the stable fits in exactly. It's like it's meant to be a stable there, and definitely going for the stable here, and the barracks right next to this monument where he's offering a musk ox to some of the Ottoman gods.
To the gods.
Yeah.
To the god of teleportation, the trade route god. Yeah, but pikemen in queue, 3 pikemen in queue for the Ottoman player, sorry, the German player, so that's going to be in anticipation of cavalry coming in, but also we have Janissaries as well, 2 Alans. They do manage to get away from the Jans. They're going to take out the offering. He's not going to be able to finish.
But
so it does get the villager there. That's going to be good for him. But and these pikemen, they do pop out, and they're going to be chased back by the Jans. They're coming towards the cavalry, forcing the villagers into the town center there. Gonna take out that explorer, I would imagine, or just gonna go straight for the pikemen. Why not? You've got the units for it.
But that's very interesting, right? I think because Knuschelbär only scouted out the stable at first, that's why he went pikemen first and not something like 5x bow. On the other hand, he may just want pikemen anyways against the hussar, but still, very interesting to see 3 pikemen first. And let's see what's gonna happen next. Doing a little bit of harassment here in base. He already killed the forward villager, so that's quite a big deal, of course.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Splitting off 3 cavalry by the looks of it. He could just send 1 back to get that final Elan. He knows sort of which direction it went in. Actually, the 3 cav gonna be joining the rest of the battle here. Crossbows have arrived. 8 crossbowmen shipment in response here. That's quite vulnerable once these 3 extra cav turn up. He'll need to get some pikemen out. He does have 5 in queue. I imagine they're about to pop, so everything should be all right there. Crossbowmen, so a little bit out on the front. The pikemen will be back to help them out, but there's a lot of cavalry nearby. They are going back, so should be okay. Danger averted. Going to be taking out this trading post whilst he perhaps waits for a few more Janissaries. He has hussars in queue, does the blue player.
Yeah, and
I will be back in a moment.
Alright, okay, so Knuschelbär here is kind of stuck in his base, and his hunts are really good close to his town center. On the other hand, this hunt has almost run out, and Kaiser has been herding this hunt away all the way from here. I mean, I checked the map at the start, it was right here, but now it's a long way gone, and this is going to be his next hunt, or even this one. So at some point Knuschelbär has to get out of his base. Looks like he's trying to do it now, going with the pikemen all in against the hussar, but it's just not going to be enough pikemen to actually kill off this batch of hussars. So the hussars are going to clean off all the crossbowmen that are left, including the hero that was standing with the army here. So this this army from Knuschelbär is just a little bit, I don't think it did too much damage, a little bit wasted. So let's see what Knuschelbär is going to do here. He sent 700 gold, but I don't think he will be able to use it for an H-up or something. Oh, he is actually aging. Okay, I totally didn't see that. I was really focused on that fight. And of course, in the 3rd age, he should be able to have some answers against this army. On the other hand, he will have to survive until he can be stabilized in the 3rd age, and looks like Kaiserklein going very aggressively here. Not only sent 5 Janissaries early on, but also sent 3 hussars here and now, instead of something a little bit more economy focused. Or, well, yeah, there's not really that much to send for him, of course. He already sent these things. Maybe we could have sent 700 food for an HUB, but looks like Ottoman just going in very aggressively here. And yeah, I kind of like it. I think he knows Germany is going HUB, and he knows that if he goes in right now, then he should be able okay, this is quite funny. He should be able to do a lot of damage, and looks like going straight for the houses here. Minutemen have not been used yet, but okay, looks like he's trading resources. I just saw it here. He traded some food into gold, probably to send Minutemen later on. I think they might actually pop out now, or maybe he's just going to queue up some units. There they are, the first shipment in the third age from Knuschelbär, 3 war wagons. A very good answer to this hussar mass that he has. On the other hand, there are still janissaries around, and looks like the hussar just going straight into the war wagons, because the war wagons of course don't have a lot of speed, so they should be able to catch up with them and actually take them down before they can do decent damage, and that's very huge against these hussars. Of course, war wagons should be able to do a fine job, but they didn't really do what they were supposed to. Looks like all the villagers now going out, trying to gather outside of his base. 700 wood going to be shipped for Kaiserklein, and he's going to keep doing damage. Killed off another house. There are more war wagons out now, and they are now in a better position, not right in front of the hussars. On the other hand, there are still so many hussars left. Let's take a look at the military tab. 16 hussars left and 9 janissaries, just another 5 more popped out, and he will have to make very good use of these war wagons if he is to stabilize. He's popped right now, he can't actually send another shipment, he doesn't have a shipment either way, so let's see what he's going to do here. He does have a lot of market upgrades, so he is in terms of eco he is fine for now, but yeah, still definitely a hard spot for Knuschelbär. But how is Kaiserklein going to react to this? Is he going to keep spamming in this age, or trying to go H2, H3 at some point? Because janissaries are very strong, but janissary hussar is not the most ideal combination against Germany in H3, I feel, especially when some mass of Ulan will come out and he can send some skirmishers to pick off the janissaries and the Ulan, plus a few war wagons can deal just fine with the hussar mass, I feel. On the other hand, Knuschelbär is still popped right now building another house here, sending his villagers above to the Huns. These Huns should be relatively safe. He can just also wall off this like with 3 pieces of wood. And he can hunt there safely now, and I wonder what he's going to build. He's still got a stable and a barracks, so light artillery hit points are here. Is there an artillery foundry? Yes, there's one in his base, so the first Abyss guns with improved hit points, 165 instead of the 140, I believe. Oh, actually it's 20% HP, so that's quite a lot. So first Abyss guns are out now, and I think that's a very good call against both the war wagons and the other units that Germany can produce here. Looks like even more war wagons going to be out. Of course, war wagons going to be good against the main unit Ottoman has, which are the hussars, but Abyss guns are going to be a nice counter against those units. Now the first skirmisher badge has been sent, 8 skirmishers on the field and 3 Ulan straight going for Kaiserklein's base. So definitely going to try to raid a little bit, and villagers like these and even those are very exposed, especially those. Maybe he can even pick off some 5 hussars that are 5 Abyss guns that are walking to the front. These villagers, losing them is actually quite big. It's the only food income for Knuschelbär, and it's quite important that he has some way to gather food, but he's actually going to lose all 5 of these villagers, not even trying to save them, not even trying to wall up a little bit, which I think he should have done, like this. But instead Knuschelbär is going to focus on pushing out, and I also think that's it's a decent choice. On the other hand, Kaiserklein is actually ahead economy-wise now. So Ottoman being the leader in the economy section with 3 trading posts and stagecoach research. Only got 20 villagers, but the trade posts give him a lot of either XP or resources. So looks like Kaiserklein stockpiling a little bit more resources. I don't know if he's still trying to keep making units or tries to go H up at some point. Because once he goes H up and he's got a lot of trade posts and he got a lot of units he can upgrade, then it's definitely going to be worth it, but he has to be careful with it. Right now he's very much ahead in military unit population, and I think he should be able to push out right now anytime he wants, because he's still so far ahead. He should be able to take down the entire Knuschelbär's army, because he's just got so many more units, and after that he can probably remass faster than Knuschelbär can. So I really hope he notices this and goes to push out at some point. On the other hand, he might just think, I'm going to spam some more abyss guns, and Knuschelbär cannot hunt anyway, so I'm gonna keep sitting in the middle of the map and sitting on all the map basically. I mean, Kaiserklein just hunting everywhere he wants to. This hunt is still in the middle and this is not being gathered. Looks like this is going to be the next one for Knuschelbär. Quite painful for him that he has to gather there, but that's just kind of how this map worked. Looks like artillery attack now out, so no 40 attack anymore for the abyss guns, but 46 attack. Very good guard for him, but 7 skirmishers for Knuschelbär, so get a little bit more of military population, but still Kaiserklein got twice the military population, so I don't really know what Knuschelbär can do at this point. There must be some kind of miracle, maybe something with 9 Ulan popping out right on top of the abyss guns, which can save him. Because it's going to be very hard to ever kill this abyss guns. He's only got 3 Ulans and that's just not going to be enough. He can kill off a little bit of the economy from Kaiserklein with the Ulan raids, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Looks like all the hussars going forward. War wagons doing a lot of damage against them, so a lot of hussars falling against this war wagon mass, but abyss guns shooting actually at the settler wagons, so Kaiserklein definitely way ahead in terms of economy now. Even shooting at the Ulan with both his janissaries and the abyss guns, so all the Ulan, the 4 that went to the front, went down before they could do a single attack, and now Knuschelbär knows that this is just too much, and especially the abyss guns from range, 17 of them with upgrades, are too much, so he cannot deal with them right now, so he needs to go back again. Another mine ran out for him, so this is going to be the next safe mine, but he might actually go to try for something like this, but he definitely scouted this, so let's see what he's going to do with these settler wagons here. It's going to keep picking off hussars. I really like that. Kaiserklein is not really using his hussars the best way he can. On the other hand, he keeps kiting with the abyss guns, and that's just so huge. It's just going to do so much damage here. They do have great code, but there's another 2 villagers just basically going down. Knuschelbär keeps trying to push out. War wagons not really going down by the abyss guns. But also Kaiserklein just keeps being ahead, and yeah, let's see. Economy wise, Knuschelbär is just still way behind, and I don't know if he can come back from the economy of Kaiserklein without something like 1,000 wood to build another town center or build more trade posts or something, because it's just very hard for him to produce any units at this point. He is able to gather here and able to mine here again, but still there again is Knuschelbär's army going to be. The 20 abyss guns going forward, picking off a skirmisher, going further, picking off another skirmishers, and it keeps just going like this, and this mass is probably not going to get defeated very easily. 9 Ulan are now out, and like I said, maybe there's some kind of surprise play where the 9 Ulan basically kill all 20 abyss guns for no reason, but I think that's the only chance he's really got. Knuschelbär's got a decent military population, but it's just so hard for him to ever get these abyss guns down. 9 Ulan now coming in, but straight into the janissaries, and that's just so awkward for him. Look at this, all the Ulan going down before they can actually even attack the Ebuskans, and even when they are right in front of the Ebuskans, not attacking right away, only taking down I think one of them so far. Still 18 Ebuskans on the field, and all Knuschelbär military is actually getting defeated here very quickly. The skirmishers going down before they can do decent damage against the Ebuskans. There's still 17 Ebuskans left, so in this whole fight he only lost 2 because he started with 19 I believe, and only 2 war wagons and 3 Ulan on the field for Knuschelbär. So I think Kaiserklein definitely has this in his pocket, and he should be able to roll this into a victory. From here he can just go straight in and start sieging the towns, and he can go straight to the mines or to the Hans he's got left and start picking off villagers. He can go H3 and after that H4 he can try to defend against these raids, for example. There's so much he can do, and there's so little Knuschelbär can do at this point. He's mining here again, but look, this are the only units he can defend with, and that's not going to be enough against this big mass that's coming. So yeah, definitely going to be very hard support for Knuschelbär here, and I think if they knew what I know at this point, the military population and where the Hans at and how much resources each guy has, then Knuschelbär would have said GG, and there is the GG. So game number 2, all that kiting for nothing. Yeah, game number 2 going for Kaiserklein here. So 2-2. Very interesting matchup here, but I think from the start Kaiserklein was in quite a leading position, so nice done by him. Military unit population, don't think it's too interesting here. He just did a lot of damage in the early age and rolled it into a victory. So now I have been talking for like 10 or 15 minutes with no stop. I think 500 words per minute, so I'm gonna get a quick drink because I need to have some water in my throat, and after that I am going to click into the 5th game in Kaiserklein versus Knuschelbär. So don't donate right now because I won't be there for a shout out. I will be getting water quickly, and I think Interjection should be able to come back pretty soon also. So see you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I got myself some water, even ate something, and going to go into the 5th game here. I really didn't expect it to be so close, to be honest. So yeah, I really like this. A 5th game means that civilizations reset. I lock French, he says. He still needs to load the correct map here. We just had the Herald Island, so now still Manchuria, High Plains and Tassili are the last true maps. He says unmute me. Interjection, you just got to refresh your... You just got to refresh Discord if you are in the page. So.
Alright, does this work?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So.
Wonderful. Alright, cool. How was the water? Is it good?
Yeah,
nice
well,
wet?
I haven't actually drank it yet, but it's clear, so it should be fine to drink. So.
You don't. I thought you don't like orange water. I thought you know you guys in Holland, you'd dye the water with food coloring or something. Just to fun.
Yeah, but.
No, you don't.
No, well, no, I actually don't. But it might actually be a good idea to color all the water that's drinkable, because of course we are in the Netherlands and we're always flooded, so it's really hard to keep track of which water you can actually drink. So, Germany versus French, locked in. Prepare your anus, says Kaiserklein. So, okay, going to go into this 5th match. Are you ready?
Yeah, the score's 3-1, I believe. Is that correct?
It's 2-2 actually.
Oh,
this is now the 5th.
Right,
yeah, this is now the 5th map. Kaiserklein won the last game, so it is 2-2 right now.
Can't green in. Let me refresh.
Huge surprise, says Knuschelbär. Of course, Kaiserklein picking Germany right after the reset of the civilizations. So, a big surprise.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into game number 4. The score is, game number 5. The score is 2-2. The next map will be ESOC Manchuria. And we do have Kaiserklein playing as the Germans versus Knuschelbär playing as the French, casted by Edeholland and yours truly, saving EP recorded game as always. I do like that change, that EP recorded game. You know exactly what patch it was played on, though that's probably been the case since forever. Spawning though in the right. The north right, I believe, is the correct terminology that people are familiar with me saying here. We do indeed have the French player. They're starting with 200 wood and that explorer heading right off towards the trading posts. That exactly is where he is going to go to lay down one of those. Does pick up. Oh, he didn't pick up the yak along the way. Did get close. Maybe he's seen it on the mini map. Maybe he'll double back for that. Could also crack shot by the looks of it. That treasure there, and that's exactly what he's going to do, and then go back for that 55 coin after he has constructed the center trading post by the looks of it. In the south of the map, though, we do have the German player doing the same thing. Of course, he started with the same amount of wood, going to get himself that trading post as well, and equally has a yak I'm sure that he has seen as well. One very close by there can pick that up. So here we go. That is the story of the early game here. There is a 90 wood treasure as well, quite close to, of course, green. I suspect he will be getting that since his opponent will double back for that wood. But anyone's game here. He could go up and see that. Blue could certainly see that treasure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look at the scouting pattern of his Hero, okay, he just went kind of straight for this trade post, but
yeah, he's going up there. He's going to find a yak as well.
But Knuschelbär actually scouted out the treasure with his yak, so nice job by him using his yaks to the full potential they have and scouting a little bit. Actually finding.
Look at this Huron scout, that green scout there. Was that a lure? Was that like he doubled back to lure the blue explorer away from that wood treasure that's next to his trading post? Potentially, probably not though, but interesting to think about. Blue though, I don't think he has seen that 890 wood treasure. So at the moment, green free reign over these two massive treasures, and I think those are the things to watch during this early part of the game in this Age 1.
Yeah, I think he was just going straight for the 85 wood, but he only doubled back for the yak. And let's see if Kaiserklein is actually going to be able to scout either one of these treasures. Otherwise he can pick off these two yaks here on the left, so that's okay. Looks like he's going for 60 food. Also very nice treasure. Of course, food treasures are a little bit better in Age 1 actually, because you just age up faster with them. But once you're aged up, the wood is definitely far more valuable for building infrastructure, trading posts, market stuff.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. At least he can get up a bit quicker. We'll see. You know, certainly useful. I think though, green having tabs on both the wood treasures here is and having gotten that first wood treasure is in the lead here. Does pick up the two yaks. He's gonna see that wood treasure though. He's gonna walk past. I wonder if that is something that'll be on his mind. If he'll keep near it. I think that will be a point of contention during the next part of the game, and we shall see about that. But escorting the yaks back home can never be too careful.
1,10,101,010,101.
Partly due to that food treasure, but he also could. Does he need villagers in queue? I'm not sure. No, I think he's ready to go up. Yeah. Food. There it is.
I just got a donation by the way. So from Chrissy 1010101 saying 1010101. So got
101010101.
Got $2 from him. Thank you a lot, Chrissy. I don't know if you're the real Chrissy, but you're definitely real for me. Give him the benefit
of the doubt, I think.
Yeah, you're real for me.
Real enough.
Yeah, thank you a lot for this donation.
65 coin going to, of course, Kaiserklein there, and $2 of coin going to ESOC there. Thank you very much, Chrissy. But I wonder if now that 90 wood treasure is where he'll be heading next. That crack shot for blue will have recharged by now. I think that's where he's going to be heading. Green also in that region as well. I think both players now ready to be getting that. So that's it. Yeah, gonna go straight for it, and green sees it. He's got his trading post right next to it here. Does he? Is he gonna? Well, he's
you able. Are all virgins. Expect Hazard the PSSY destroyer.
Come on.
Yeah, I think Knuschelbär is just going to wait until the last moment, but I'm not quite sure.
He's sleeping.
Perhaps
he's. Is he got enough HP for this? He certainly doesn't if green comes in.
Oh, wow, he's so late. Oh, he's... that's just...
Kill the explorer.
If he just shot the hero twice,
sooner,
he would have taken down the hero. Yeah, he would have taken down the hero and got the treasure. That would have been a huge turnaround.
That would have been insane. He does still manage to get that explorer, and to Knuschelbär's credit, he was about halfway aged whilst this was happening, and we're both, standing here screaming about a 90 wood treasure whilst he's busy rearranging his economy from all on food to on wood and gold. Of course, he is playing France and does need to redistribute during age up, getting that market down, getting that hunting dogs, getting that steel trap resources ready. He was probably doing all of these things, but sadly does not pick himself up the 90 wood. That would have been really nice for him, but does have 400 wood now that he has just aged up with. So I imagine here, yes, going to see that barracks and potentially that stable as well, unless we do see something else, 2 houses perhaps, maybe a trading post. I think the houses and the wrecks. Oh no, he's going to go for the old Samwise barracks stable build here. On the other hand, the blue player has elected to build a stable out of his wood and some houses as well. So going to be going for that semi-FF style. 3 villagers has arrived, very indicative of that same style I'm talking about. And we'll see how these two are beginning to square up to each other. What do you think of the French build opening?
Well, I kind of like the barracks, of course. Not only is it good against defending against a Yulan, but one thing I wanted to mention is how he took the middle trade post instead of the one like on the north side. Because basically he can now always take the one on the north side, and Kaiserklein cannot have 2 trade posts because he's definitely not going to take the one in the north. So what Kaiserklein is going to do, like he's doing now, is trying to take down this trading post early. Of course, it's a little bit of a risk placing the trading post in the middle because it's a little bit more hard to defend. But because
he's defending it with the pikeman, though, that's going well. 4 Carreras coming out as well, so the eco behind this. He's got plenty of alarm. They're going to engage. I think that's a fine thing to do. Yes, pikeman very good against the cavalry, but he has plenty of resources worth of alarm. They're going to take them all out, and probably quite cost effectively as well. I'm not even sure if I think he lost 1 alarm. So that's not too bad. Certainly a number of these alarm now have taken some damage, but going to resume the damage dealing of this trading post, and more alarm on the way. 4 more going to be joining the fray here, and I don't think Green really has anything else to say about it. 3 musks have arrived. They're not going to make it in time to defend it. 3 cavalry certainly could get there, but it won't be much help. That trading post is going down, Edeholland.
Yeah, that trading post is definitely going down, and like I was saying, it's really nice to start with some more military if you actually have the middle trade post, because then you can defend it a little bit more easily. On the other hand, going in with only the pikemen against 7 Ulans was just not a very good idea, and what he also did, he lost 2 Carreras in his base, so he's already lost 2 villagers so far, and the trading post and the 5 pikemen, so this is not really a great start for Knuschelbär. It could have been a lot better for him, I think. And now Kaiserklein going to send 700 gold and going to be aging up in a very fine spot. Knuschelbär might actually age up a little bit earlier, but in a worse position, I think. So Germany is ahead in the eco style. Both got the same upgrades on the market. Looks like, yeah, Knuschelbär now going to click up.
Yeah, he's got the resources in queue, and there's the age up. He's going to be aging up fast. So he's going to be aging up faster than Blue, but look at that cavalry mass. Look at the fact that he's taken out that trading post. Green is going to have to build another one. He's got the foundation down, the Explorer now heading out over there, but definitely ahead in the economy and the military, clearly. And, you know, good job taking down that trading post. Nicely done. Perhaps Knuschelbär shouldn't have been so out there, as you were saying. But he does get up faster. Will that be of any help to him, though, Igor?
No, it's only 4 seconds, I believe, so it's not anything noticeable.
Mate, 4 seconds is, yeah, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, let's just take a look. Like, there Fortress Age and then Fortress Age, so that's, you can time
it's not even 4 seconds.
Maybe
like
not, yeah. It's nothing, so this is definitely advantage Kaiserklein has early on. He's still got 14 Ulan, most of them with full HP, 2 of them with half HP, which isn't that important. And now Kaiserklein just going to keep sending big batches of units. Well, Knuschelbär has to train most of them and can send some interesting things, but I don't know, maybe a big goon mass against the Ulan play can work out, but if Kaiserklein plays it safe and just goes skirm Ulan and maybe field war against, then he should be fine. 1,000 wood for both of them.
Coming out for both players, actually. So this is gonna play. Coming from Blue, I'm not as surprised, but Green gonna being. But perhaps this is a catch-up play. He's thinking, I'm gonna have to play a bit greedy here if I want to stay competitive, and I'm going to have to get away with it. The wood's going to be very valuable. That's a lot of houses. That's going to be infrastructure, upgrades to muskets. Well, not muskets, but to hussars, certainly. Second racks coming in there, as you can see, and perhaps going to get stagecoach and maybe, well, not necessarily stagecoach, but certainly I'll invest in that trading route. 1,000 wood you can do all sorts with, and equally the same for Kaiserklein. He's going to be thinking that too. But there's still all to play for. Yes, Kaiserklein is ahead for the reasons you've been pointing out, but anything can happen in those fights, and depending on how they go, the compositions and the micro that happens and where it happens, it's not over yet.
Yeah, so Kaiserklein has been building a lot of houses from his the wood that he sent. I think he sent
it all straight away.
Yeah, I think he spent like 800 of his 1,000 wood on houses only. He's now got 180 population after this last house is finished. He's also got 27 villagers on gold mines and 3 on food. So I think this can only mean one thing. And if I take a look at Kaiserklein's deck, then that confirms it for me. So
let's take a look.
Definitely mercenaries gonna come out here, the way I see it now. Maybe he's going to quickly go to food. I mean, he's now switching to food and maybe eating his yak, so maybe it's not it's just temporarily.
Well, he needs to maintain
1,000 gold for both of them.
1,000 gold coming out as well.
Look at the timing.
This is no doubt.
of the last two shipments, the 1,000 wood and the 1,000 gold, both of them exact on the same time. So very similar H3.
This is a mirror through and through, except it's not a mirror. They're playing France versus Germany. With that wood that Knuschelbär sent, though, let's not forget about him. Certainly, the German player is going to be building a saloon and making some mercenaries. Here, Knuschelbär has gone for that extra trading post that he lost. He's rebuilt that back in, and he's got his second barracks down here. So he's starting to bring out some units. But I'm really interested in seeing the. Well, he's not built the saloon yet. Where is it? I assume it's going to be.
No, it's going to be sending mercenaries for sure.
Oh, sending them. Okay, yes, this makes sense.
What I really like is how Knuschelbär made a second barracks. So he's like, if there's going to be a skirmisher war at some point in the fight, then he can win it because he's got an extra barracks, so he can spam out the skirmishers faster. Well, Kaiserklein only has got one barracks, so nice play by Knuschelbär, adding in a second barracks for if there is a need of a huge skirmisher mass, then he can provide it quite easily with double production. On the other hand, what is going to pop out of Kaiserklein's base is going to be very important there. If it's going to be Black Riders, then I think Knuschelbär has got quite a good mass. He's got 27 skirmishers. If it's going to be Jaegers, then it's going to be still quite hard because Kaiserklein just got a huge mass, and I think with Jaegers it's going to be really hard for Knuschelbär to defeat it.
Yeah, he's gobbling through those coin mines though. He's now he's taken out the ones in his base. He's moved to this sort of one towards the trading post side. First shipment I arrive will be coming any moment now. The 3 cuirassiers has come out for the French player. Of course, it does take slightly longer for mercenary shipments to arrive, and of course Germany does generate the shipments slower. But there they are. 9 Black Riders have arrived, and I think this might be go time now.
Yeah, for sure.
That is one hell of a power spike here. Black Riders though, so you think he might be, this is sort of okay for Knuschelbär. He does, I swear I'm saying his name differently every single time, but skirmishers, they're going to be perfectly fine against Black Riders, of course.
Yeah.
But, they do extra damage again. Black Riders don't have a ranged resist either, so that's pretty good. But having said that, that's a big army, and we go back to the more stuff principle. It is in favor of blue here. That's a very large army. 128 military unit population versus 86 here, and certainly we might see a military unit population, a batch from his barracks and stable, and maybe a shipment as well. That could even it up, but if it's going to have to arrive now. Those skirmishers not in a good place right now. Cuirassiers needed to be on the front. They really weren't. Minutemen, I'm sure, will be arriving any moment now. The Ulan getting into combat there. They thankfully did manage to get the skirms out of there in the end, but sacrificing a few goons, I think, taking hand damage when they really don't want to be. The cuirassier meat shield is going down quite quickly. The skirmishers in the black trying to get through to the front now.
And what I think is that it's really bad that he actually sent 3 cuirassiers and even made...
coming out! I think that they're just going to get shot down by the skirms. They're going to focus them down one by one, and they're not going to be too effective.
Yeah, and of course he now has got 8 cuirassiers. He sent 3 and built another 5. And against the Black Riders, that's just going to be GG in a nutshell. Those cuirassiers were just straight up countered so hard by what Kaiserklein has. So that was definitely the wrong choice for him. Maybe they could have scouted out each other's base a little bit better at the start, each other military composition, because those cuirassiers were just not the right answer, I think, to the mass that Kaiserklein has. If he shipped Jaeger, then of course, yeah, the cuirassiers are definitely a nice addition, but in this case it's definitely not the right choice for him. And yeah, you can see that in a military unit population.
Yeah, I think you should get a screenshot of that graph. I think you'll enjoy that one.
Well, yeah, this one wasn't so huge as the last one.
You can still see a fight happening, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
So that does conclude game at number 5. The score is now 3-2 in favor of Kaiserklein. So it's match point. He is 1 away from that all-important best of 7 4 wins victory. But we could still see it come back for Knuschelbär. It's not over at this point. And I have seen crazier things, and I have seen comebacks from further away. So still possible, but looking like a Kaiserklein. He's come a long way, that Kaiser boy, hasn't he?
Yeah, for sure. From 2-0, now 3-2 up. So definitely a nice comeback for him, and even match point for Kaiserklein at this point. So if he wins the next game, it's going to be over this series.
Alright, well, let's wait for this next match then. I wonder if they're recording it for me. I haven't received any Crisp Sav in the chat saying Ellie fucking giggle. Pardon me, I shouldn't swear on the stream.
Oh, I don't know if
Party to Kaiserklein has invited me.
I don't know if swearing isn't allowed. I do it sometimes too, but
yeah, but we should have, if we want to be professional and all of that stuff, and get partnered and what have you.
Maybe we get demonetized on the YouTube videos if we swear.
Yeah, YouTube nanny state. Alright, game number 6 incoming. The score is 3-2 in favour of Kaiserklein. The previous matchup was what we can see here. Germany for Kaiserklein, French for Knuschelbär. Knuschelbär, I believe, will be picking second. So Kaiserklein, let's see what his next civilization will be. Is it loser picks first?
No, it's alternating. So
okay, so it might not be Kaiserklein. I'm not.
This is the 6th game, and the 2nd game. Who won the first game? Knuschelbär, right? Or
I don't remember. What was the first map? That might help. That was on Mendocino? No.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Oh, it was. Okay. Who won on that? What was the matchup? There was lots of trading posts. I remember that. Are you good? Have you updated the score?
Well, I haven't updated it, but I will do it as soon as I'm in game. That's most times what I do. But I got it in my head. Alright, so going into high plains. Let's see what is going to be going on here. Maybe some Brits finally? Portuguese?
High plains. Isn't that just another name for Amsterdam?
Yeah, for sure. If I take a look at Knuschelbär's home cities, I actually think the hero of his Dutch civilization is called something with wheat. Let's take a look. Lord of Wheat is the hero of Knuschelbär's Dutch civilization. Yeah, we definitely smoke a lot here.
Is the color appropriate?
Yeah, just change your home city level to 420 and then you should be fine.
I'll go 42, but I can't go higher than that. Germany versus France. That was the previous matchup. What will we see? Kaiser will pick hero, says Gendam.
Okay, so they need a minute to brainstorm. If it takes any longer, then I do have something I can show you while we're doing this. I got a sneak preview of something awesome. So I think, yeah, they're still brainstorming. I'm just gonna show it. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a preview of something very special we have in store for you on the ESO-Community.net website. Basically, this is a scheduling page. It's called My ESOC, I believe, and basically what it is it shows you all the information you need for your current tournament. So here it shows you all the maps that you're going to be playing on. It shows you who your opponent is and his current ELO. It shows the last post from the scheduling thread. You can submit recorded games there. You can even schedule with your opponent. So basically one page that shows you exactly where you are in the tournament and what's going to happen. Here you see the grayed out maps. That's going to be the maps that are vetoed. It automatically vetoes the map based on your posts, I believe. It scans for the word veto or something. So yeah, this is like a sneak preview of something that is going to be launched sometime in the future, but I believe this is like the first screenshot that can be publicly showed of this new page. So this is really awesome. The one who made this is here in the left, Musketeer 925, also called Adam, I believe, as some people may know him. So very cool new page here, and definitely going to be interesting to schedule on it. And yeah, I hope it will solve some of the problems, and you have a nice looking page storing all your information on one page. So definitely a huge...
we get some Pog champs.
Exactly. I can even send it to you, Interjection, or maybe you have seen it already in the development channel.
I will take a look, but perhaps later. We are ready to begin by the looks of it. We have got Ottoman versus Portuguese, of all things, coming out.
Looks like then we are ready to start. I'm going to shut down the window capture and we go into the lobby again. But this was just a shout out to Musketeer, who spent a lot of time making this, and I really love the tool. I hope it will be launched soon. But this is like the first thing that has been done, so I can now show it to you guys. And ported this. Knuschelbär is kind of done with it, looks like. Going to take Portuguese against Ottoman here.
Alright, he's finished brainstorming and has landed on the Moonstar civilization versus funny emblem wearing a crown. I can see it on the stream now. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like a lot of PogChamp in the chat from Peace a Lot. Even Craigasm being added in.
Alright, the game has been launched. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 5. Game number 6, actually.
6,
the score is currently 3-2 in favor of Kaiserklein, the Ottoman player. So this is match point for him. Should he win this game, he will indeed win this series and progress through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, indeed. Getting so far into this tournament.
I'm not sure if he's necessarily ever been to a semi-finals before, but playing Ottoman here for the second time in this event, of course, in this series, the civilizations have reset, so entitled to do that. The 3 villages there popping through the town center, nicely done onto that yak. Going to be killing 2 bison right next to the town center, so any villagers popping out like so can indeed start gathering wood. Of course, no food here for the Ottoman player, and with some of that wood, we do see a trading post going down, rushing straight to the middle of the map there. One of the closest trading posts, going to get that down ASAP. And Green, by the looks of it, has placed a foundation on top of there. He's going to be pretty disappointed, though. He's going to arrive and see the blue player already going for it. Yes, there is the destruction sound. He's lol comes out from the cuddly teddy bear. Going to go straight into hand combat, perhaps.
Yeah,
I thought perhaps he'd rush to another one instead and build the next closest trading post here. Instead, going to harass the Ottoman explorer.
The problem
what do you make of that? Do you think he should be building his trading post?
Yeah, well, the problem is that I think this 4th trading post in a row is the only trade post where you can get the first badge on. So that's why both of the players rush to that trade post. And it's a little bit closer to the south in this case, I think in most cases. So that's why Kaiserklein got it here. So that's a little bit of a shame, but yeah, definitely a nice pickup by Kaiserklein getting this trading post early on. And let's see how Knuschelbär is going to react to it. He's only got 100 wood in base, so he's probably just not going for trading post altogether.
Oh, I see. Alright. He went for that one, and then since he didn't get the the best one that gives the first pass, he decided, alright, I won't bother, I'll do something else with my wood. I'll save that 100 wood and use that for a market or something when he ages up. We'll get the trading post with the ATP. Of course, that is something Portugal quite likes to do. So it's either get that first one and get full value from the first pass that you get, or don't bother at all and save the wood for the ATP. I see where he's going with that. 3 settlers coming out for the Ottoman. The real question, though, is what will the Portuguese player said? I alluded it to ATP, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, ATP is quite a popular choice on this map. I don't know how useful it's going to be against the Ottomans. On the other hand, maybe with an aggressive second town center he can try to control the map quite successfully. So maybe even ATP, but then I would have expected him to be... Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
I expect him to go to the trade post line quite soon, though. He's first going to pick up a few more treasures and scout around a little bit, but then he should be going to here or to here for sure.
And this is nice. It gives him a little bit of time to get 20 extra wood so he can get that first one down. But Kaiserklein does pick up the settler. That's going to be really nice, of course. A very, very good pickup indeed. The settler treasure and Quicksilver, 75 coin as well in this location. I'm sure the Ottoman explorer will be capable of that. They are just coyotes after all. But first, he does have a trading post to build. Of course, Ottoman now advancing to the colonial age and has transitioned all of his villagers over to wood, going to be gathering up the extra wood needed for that second trading post. And I think that's a good decision against Portugal on a map like this, where there are so many trading posts, and you know that ATP is quite likely to come about. So he's sort of denying some of the value of ATP by getting himself an extra trading post there, and still perfectly fine thing to do during transition.
Yeah, for sure. Now getting another trade post and shooting this 95 wood treasure for Kaiserklein, and Knuschelbär sending a villager forward indeed for this trade post. So I think that's the only way he can really make ATP worth it, by actually sending a villager to secure the trade post location. I hope he will also claim this one. Yeah, I think he will. And then let's see where his town center is going to be. Maybe it's just going to be something like here, securing the hunt and the mine. Maybe it's going to be something like here, trying to contest the trade route and really get
protect those sort of 3 hunts all in one location. That's and of course the Comanche settlement, very important. No, but yeah, that's a good. Both places reasonably good for a town center. He will be up any second now, and we'll see which direction he does travel. And Kaiserklein picking up 95 with that is a pretty good treasure there. Does take a hefty investment on his explorer's HP, but certainly worth it. The basswood always good. The trading post, I think, going to that sort of gold mine location you were mentioning, are going to be protecting that route and securing the 3 hunts in that area.
Yeah, and indeed, it's going to be right where I said it, even hunting some other hunts forward like here with the villager who was building the foundations of the trade posts anyways. So I think that's a really good choice by him. On the other hand, Kaiserklein already got his first barracks up now here, and should be able to get some janissaries out and contest most of the map and the trade posts. So let's see how Knuschelbär can use this town center to his advantage. It's right in front of the trade post, so this trade post is definitely going to be in danger.
Yeah. That's also a good place for the town center as well. It's going to sort of endanger, as you're saying, that trading post and help him regain full control of the route, or well, not regain, that would imply that he had it to begin with, but gain control of the trading route. Town center about to be fully produced. Let's switch over to units in queue. I imagine we'll see some pikemen. All right.
Pikemen going to be the first thing for Knuschelbär, probably just going to kill the trade post with it. He's not expecting any cavalry like last game on Herald Island, I think.
Perhaps he'll even go for those outlaw riders that are right next to it. Crossbowmen arriving as well. That's an interesting shipment.
I kind of like...
Yeah, he's going to go for those outlaws. Going to pick himself up 320 XP really nice and quickly. That's quite a nice thing to do there.
Yeah, for sure. What I really like is how Knuschelbär is focusing, or maybe he didn't do it intentionally, but he's focusing his trade post fire on the hero, so that when his trade post is going down, the hero cannot build his own trade post there right away because it's going to be down. So
yeah. Sadly, it is retasked to a Janissary. Maybe that was
maybe never did it intentionally on the hero, but at least one Janissary gonna get killed by that, and the hero on low HP. So trade post by Kaiserklein also going down.
Post.
Grenadiers.
Well, I did wonder what the banging was all about. The bassy boot. Yeah, Gren's coming out. He's got his foundry down, which for Ottoman isn't so bad because, of course, Janissaries. But investing in a few grenadiers, this is really interesting. It's actually going to be quite good, right? Because you know the ATP can be quite difficult to deal with, given the trading posts, or all of that extra HP, and that ranged attack makes them really quite good against units that are sieging. The Gren's adding in significantly more siege and just going to make those that much easier to deal with. That's really interesting, and actually, I don't think he'll want any more than 4. But it's certainly going to help with these, especially since he saw his opponent. Maybe he can get away with this because he saw pikemen come out of his opponent, and he knows that he can afford to invest some resources in something that isn't so good in combat.
Yeah, 700 foot now on the floor for Knuschelbär, so he's going to be able to build quite a lot of units. On the other hand, only got the stableway and of course the barracks here, but this barracks, okay, it's going straight for the town center. So this town center is going down, and that's where the grenadiers really pay off. I mean, against the trade post it doesn't matter so much, but against the town center that's actually huge. There are not enough villagers nearby to actually go into the town center and kill off a lot of units, so this is going to be quite huge. Knuschelbär really, yeah, this town center didn't pay off so
Abbasguns, though, being chased away by cavalry. Fortunately, though, the Janissaries are going to get into hand combat there. More Abbasguns joining the fray, and Minutemen coming out as well. Town center does go down, but not before the Minutemen could be called. And here the cavalry getting back those Abbasguns, I think, okay.
Yeah, so the Abbasguns are right on top of the crossbowmen, and the Janissaries are on the side of the hussars. So that's really just poor positioning of all the units, and it's quite a shame because Knuschelbär could have done a lot more damage with all the units he has here, but unfortunately didn't make the best of it. Now here we see the Minutemen. They have got bonus against siege units, but I believe Abbasguns are not siege units, so they actually don't do the bonus damage against them.
Yeah, there's some interesting how that actually works, because at one point I thought that any unit sieging is what they would be doing the damage.
Yeah, I remember that, but no, I think like mantlets are siege units.
I said, so there's certain units that are predefined as siege units. Yeah, it's a static thing, not like a thing that changes depending on what's going on. But they were attacking the Abbasguns, and they're not siege units. But I think here, whilst Green has the whole routes, Blue has his army's bigger, right? And he's now taken out that forward town center, and he's going to be taking out this Rax as well.
Yeah, and what I hope is that Knuschelbär is able to get some mass together, because he's got all these resources from the trade post. He even sent colonial militia now, but only has one town center to make use of it. And he should definitely, I think he should definitely get up a barracks if he wants to contest his army.
Looks like Edeholland has muted himself.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds I needed to cough for a minute, but this is very nice. Pikemen taking on the Hussar for a little bit. On the other hand, Hussar slowing down the entire army. And it's gonna get caught by these Abiskins, which are quickly going to deal with the pikemen, shooting at least 2 of them in one volley. And yeah, this is going to be a shame. He did kill 1 villager here on the south, but this army of Knuschelbär is definitely going to die. And now he's got 4 trade posts with only 1 town center and no real shipments to actually use the trade posts for. He should go to H3 if he wants to make use of it, but if he does that, then it's definitely going to be tough to get in H3 in a good shape. Kaiserklein can just walk into his base and start sieging some houses, harassing the villagers, and even trying to take down the town center wagon once it comes out.
Looks like Kaiserklein is decisively in the lead.
Yeah, for sure here, and let's...
54 military unit population to 4. And
yeah, these 4...
if that doesn't tell you who's winning, I don't know what does.
Yeah, these 4 are just not worth so much also, almost down on HP. And of course, Knuschelbär now aging up. He used all the resource crates, and it was really the only thing he could do, I think. But he still doesn't have a barracks, doesn't have a lot of houses, doesn't have a lot of market upgrades. Only thing he's got going for him is he's got 1 shipment ready and another one on 2/3, but this town center is now also going down. Yeah, and that's just going to be so awkward.
Well then, 700 food arriving, and added even more units. I think at this point, what can you say, right? The town center is pretty much dead. Everything else here is dead. There's no military to contest this at all. And just a very well played game from Kaiserklein, right? It seemed like a nice start from the Portuguese player. No CM.
There's the colonial militia, but it's going to be too late, and this is definitely going to be GG here. And there we have Kaiserklein.
The Grenadiers were really nice as well.
Yeah, winning this series.
GG. And that does conclude the series. Absolutely, Knuschelbär is eliminated, and up until this point he hadn't lost a single game in this tournament. Kaiserklein had lost a few, but perhaps, you know, no shame in that. He was up against some good players. I am Soldier, and I forget who the other guy was, but does here come out on top.
Yeah, so
progressing through to the semi-final. So congratulations to Kaiserklein.
Donation
Kleenex, the tissue. Oh,
from Master Dutch. Master Dutch, I believe, is the little brother of Goodspeed. I think he is. Donated $10. So thanks a lot for this donation. And yeah, this is the series.
Yeah, thank you very much. Every little helps.
For sure.
Yeah, Tesco brand placement there, right? Every little helps. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It all does go to a future tournaments. The special event, as you can see, I'm not sure what that will be, but we've raised quite a lot for it, so that really is quite good. We hit, I think, this stream the highest number of viewers we've had this tournament so far, so thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. But sadly, it is coming to the end. That is the end of the series, and